Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bab, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I'll make sure you stay around. Quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me and positivity to Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bab, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I'll make sure you stay around. Quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me and positivity took a vow. I always play to win, don't anticipate loss. Mind always in the clown, my boy. Never think about the drop, never ever ever think about the drop.
You know what I mean?
Of course, you know what it is. It's gonna get heated, but you know what it is.
It is. So it's you now. I've got you, a Man United fan. I've got Paulo, a Man United fan. I've got James, that people know, a Liverpool fan. It's just a disaster. It's just me on my own.
Well, it's not you on your own. I mean, you know, London's not the mecca of football. We're just letting you guys have the crown in London. But hey, man, we're here. We know all the football that matters is played in the northwest of England.
Okay.
And not that place called Liverpool.
Okay. All right. There you have it, folks. That gives you a little taste of what you're dealing with when you're dealing with these Man United types. In South Africa, we have Kaizer Chiefs people. They sound very much the same. They don't care that since Instagram's been in town, they haven't lifted a title really. But okay, whatever. I'm not going to get into that. But we're going to have a bit of fun today. What are we up to today? We're going to talk Cristiano Ronaldo. He's still at Juventus. Is that good? Is that bad? Maybe maybe he should be moving. Maybe he should stay and build his legacy in Italy. He's conquered Spain, conquered England. Let's see how that goes. We'll talk Ronaldo. We'll talk PSG. I'll give my thoughts on why I don't think they'll win. I just don't. And then, of course, it's nearly Premier League time. Let's talk about which managers are under pressure. I'll give you my thoughts and much more related to that. All of that, much more, coming up after this.
We have no sound, apparently.
It's okay.
Sound is back, thank you.
It's okay, they'll sort it out.
awesome, man.
Is it clean?
On YouTube, you're looking awesome.
Is it?
Yeah. You are looking
Clean.
awesome.
Let's see. That's nice. That's clean. That's clean. By the way, new Studio Hooters. Go and use that hashtag, new Studio Hooters. You will see that in the top right-hand corner. It's what the kids are saying, you know, I've got to stay relevant. I mean, I'm aging poorly, but it doesn't mean I can't be lit out here on these streets. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let them know the revolution has started. We are here. And as the great Conor McGregor said, is we're not just here to participate. We are here to take over. Oh, man, do I love Conor McGregor. Speaking of greatness, we're going to start with somebody who is actually very close to the heart of Senzo Sitebe. And I imagine brought great happiness for him in high school as a boasting kind of guy. Pretty sure he had his shirt, knowing his character. He took the number 7, which David Beckham had, and he took it to another level. I think it's fair to say that. So before we get into it, Senzo.
Yeah, Bob.
Your guy is now in a situation. I'd imagine, well, what are your thoughts on Ronaldo as a United fan?
Oh, Ronaldo, you know, he's our darling. He's our boy. He knows. Viva Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Till the death.
He's running down the wing, hear United sing Viva Ronaldo. So he's still the guy in your mind. Like at United, you haven't had that since him.
Yeah, we haven't had that since him. And, you know, it's been, well, Van Persie got very close, but, you know, we haven't had, you know, Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah.
You know, all that luster, all that guy in the number 7 jersey.
How do you feel when you're seeing him? Like, he's great, but now he's at Juventus. And what's it like for you? What do you?
It's weird because now he's not that animal anymore. You know what I mean? And he's lost a bit of that invincibility, the one that he had at Madrid and all that. And I just think, you know, he's trying to peter out, you know, his career. But with that being said, I mean, I'd still take Ronaldo for. He's still an apex predator. He's still the guy. You know what I mean? Every time you see him on the team sheet, he strikes a bit of fear into people because of, you know, the sheer quality career he's had.
Yeah, he's just, you know what's great about him is people usually that talented don't try as hard as he does, you know?
Absolutely.
Like usually talented people, like I will talk about a few talented guys in other clubs, but he's so unique. He's given us a gift, all of us. Is like, I don't care how high your talent is. If you are the hardest working person in the world, with that, This is what happens.
It's you almost become invincible. You almost become invincible if you've got that kind of talent and you put in the work like he does. You know what I mean? And it's great to watch.
Yeah, it is great to watch.
Yeah, and people like that, it feels like he doesn't run out of juice. Run out of juice. Like, you want me to do this, I'll do that. You want me to adapt to be this guy, I'll be that guy. So, yeah.
And you good point. We must remember, I think a lot of people don't realize that last season, the Ballon d'Or season at United, when he scored 32 goals, but he wasn't like right wing. He was a right mid, up and down.
Absolutely.
He wasn't right wing like we have Arjen Robben now, you know?
But let me correct you. It wasn't 32 goals. It was 42.
42 all in all, 32 in the league. Huh?
Yes, and he broke George Best's long-standing record. So it was just crazy to watch.
So that was, world class at right mid, right wing, right?
Yes.
At Real Madrid, he was completely different position, inside left, and even a number 9 at the end, and he was world class.
And he was doing it, banging in goals.
Do you know anybody else who's been worldy in 2 positions? Like I've been trying to go through it. Maldini's one, he was left back,
and then
centre back. Javier Zanetti was the other one, right mid, centre mid, right back. But he's just such a diamond.
He's dynamic. It's actually ridiculous. Left foot, right foot, in the air. Like it's actually scary. Come to think about it, it's actually very, very scary.
Because there's no other strikers like that position. You're a specialist and you better be a dog.
You know what you're doing. Yeah.
You can't be striker and right wing at his level. I can't think of another one.
Because the demands are actually a lot. You know what I mean? So to be a right wing and then to be a striker, you're gonna be our playmaker. You're gonna burn people. You're gonna get us our goals. You are our guy.
Yeah,
you're our guy.
And now he's like Lewandowski with a tan.
Oh, well, yeah, Lewandowski with a tan. And, doesn't need to prove anything, guys. Doesn't need to prove anything.
So still the guy, Stretford End, probably arguably the best you've ever seen at Stretford End in your mind.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He's the darling. All
right, well, Senzo, we'll come back and finish off on that. I just want to give my thoughts on CR7 at Juventus. Because it makes me sad, right, is that Juventus are actually, they're literally called the old lady. That's actually their nickname, for those who don't know. And they are literally now behaving like, I'm sure we all have this friend who was beautiful in high school, and now they're 28, and now that thing doesn't work to keep it going, and they don't know how to operate without their beauty being their main thing. Juventus is kind of that person, because they're a 35-year-old hanging out with 20-year-olds, and you've actually lost your shine. You're actually not the same person. And here we are, now we are trapped. I always say this to people. Date in your class. Date in your economic class. Date in your looks class. Stop trying to outreach. This idea that you're Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, it's not it. People telling me an accountant should marry a painter. Rubbish. Date in your class. Here's what I'm saying. Cristiano Ronaldo being at Juventus is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Listen, the Serie A, if I'm being kind, is the 4th best league, right? There is the English Premier League. That is the dog of all dogs. There is La Liga. Okay, that is what it is. And then there's the Bundesliga. I'm sorry, the Serie A is not going to tell me that they're better than the Bundesliga. I'll take Dortmund against anything that Italy has as the 2nd place team. This is so sad for me, for Cristiano Ronaldo to end like this guy. Because you know what we like as people? You can have the best relationship in the history of mankind with man or woman, right? 10 great years. Let that 6 months at the end be horrible. What do we remember? We never remember the good times. We never go, whew, in year 2, she supported me when my business wasn't started. We never go that. We always go at the end. That, I'll let you fill that in, right? Let's be honest, all of us, we remember the end. This is how we'll remember Cristiano Ronaldo. We'll never be able to say, you know what, CR7 until the end was the greatest thing we've ever seen, some will say. I'm a Messi guy, but I'll take either, right? I wish he would go to Bayern Munich. There's only 2 places I want him to go, where he belongs. What did Senzo say? Apex predator. There are only 2 clubs that are serious right now in world football. They are, yes, Closer City, Sion. It's Man City. It's Bayern Munich. There's nobody else. I love Chelsea. People know this. Man United are transitioning. Where else does he go? Real Madrid couldn't afford a cup of water right now. So forget about that, right? He should be at Bayern Munich. He should be at Man City. Pelé lap. And I don't know what Ronaldo's doing. Let's finish off on this. He'll have to force the move. He has to force the move. George Mendes has to, at the last minute, say, we're out of here. This is a waste. get yourself to Man City. And I know that burns people, but that is the only club that can afford him. And quite frankly, Pep Guardiola is probably the manager right now who can deal with that ego. Because don't get me wrong, Cristiano Ronaldo has a massive ego. He has a massive ego, and it is deserved. Not everybody can handle that. We saw what happened with Frank Lampard the first year when he had the kids. All good time. Because why? Frank Lampard is the king. Now you bring Ziyech in. Now you bring Silva in. They don't look up to Lampard. We've done this thing. It's very, very different to manage kids who admire you and you bring those apex predators. Frank Lampard found out very quickly that it's a whole different kettle of fish. For me, CR7 must force the move. And he doesn't like being the bad guy because we know, he's the first human being, I believe, 300 million Instagram followers. That's a plan. That's a strategy. I'm the good guy, hardworking. You can outdo everybody. Now what you got to do, in wrestling they call it turn heel. George Mendes needs to take care of that. Leave Ronaldo out of it. Ronaldo mustn't speak to the media. Let Mendes take care of, you know what? We're going to buy our year, the next year out of Juventus. If we must do that, Juventus, we're cool. We're cancelling the contract. How much money do you want? I'm out of here. And don't make this mistake. We'll speak about them later. PSG is not the place.
Yeah.
That is not, he's a serious man about football. Senzo.
Yes, sir.
CR7 is, for me, maybe I'm overdoing it.
Yeah.
But he's the apex. Like,
he's the guy.
I don't want to see him at Juventus.
Exactly.
I don't want to see him again in Serie A against a
Bo-
bunch of teams.
Bologna,
you know what I mean?
Lecce, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, are they pasta or is that a football team?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, what I'm saying, my man.
You know, but they might be pasta because Ronaldo devours everything in front of him. Speaking of which, I just saw something interesting. Cristiano Ronaldo signed for Man United. He won the UEFA Champions League after 4 years.
Yep.
Signed for Madrid. He won the Champions League after 4 years.
Yep.
This is Ronaldo's 4th year at Juventus, and Juventus are not even close to winning the Champions League. So I agree with you that he needs to force the move. But I mean, who's going to, Ronaldo? He's a moving business. He's a moving business. He earns £25 million just on the field, and off the field, he's just a juggernaut. So whichever guys get him next, I mean, it won't be City because come on, let's.
They can't have everything.
No, not they can't have everything. It's Ronaldo. Ronaldo doesn't roll like that.
Hey, Rafa Benitez made the move. Now our guy in the back, James, had to have a counselling session because Rafa Benitez made the move across the dreaded river, and they are across the park, really.
Exactly.
If you've been there. Yeah. He's at Everton now. So this is business, Chief.
It is business.
It's business.
It is business, but do you know who needs it more? Ronaldo doesn't need to prove anything at Man City. You know what I mean?
I got you.
You know what I mean?
So you reckon Juventus, or what's the move? Bundesliga,
but
Bayern Munich.
But there's so for who though?
Gnabry, Sane. Sit on the bench because 1 year. Yeah, did you have to?
So you'd still play him on the wing at his age now?
Who, Ronaldo?
Yeah, because there's this guy that I don't know. Lewandowski.
No, inside left. So who's Gnabry's on the left?
Yeah.
And Ronaldo's basically glory boy, as in you're not dropping. Him and Lewandowski are basically co-pilots up front.
First on the team sheet.
No, there's find a way.
With Neuer as well. So.
Oh my God, what a guy! Listen to that team.
Yeah. So geez, but like, whoa. Yeah, I know.
Do it. Like, all I'm saying is, do not stay at Juventus because that is a joke of a place to be for this. Like, where else is there? I can't see. United can't afford him. They've gone Sancho. They're not going to change it up front.
Exactly.
Chelsea aren't going to buy him.
No.
We got Haaland.
What about going back to Madrid? I don't know.
Oh no.
I know you don't like it, but personally, but I don't know.
Because how do they afford it? My thing is you've just bought Alaba and you gave him every cent available.
Well, yeah, the rest of what you have. So
what do you do there? How do you squeeze Cristiano Ronaldo under the cap? Because remember in La Liga you also have the salary cap.
Absolutely.
We know Barcelona can't register.
Exactly.
What's his name? Leo Messi. They can't even register.
Yeah, that guy.
Because there's a salary cap.
Absolutely.
It's a soft cap, but there's a salary cap.
I don't know. But it's
for me,
an interesting one.
You know what? Do you think he'll be? Because the thing we all have to consider: will he be willing to be the bad guy? That, for me, is the interesting part. And now, George Mendes, earn your money.
Cutthroat.
Mendes has to be the ugly guy. Leave Ronaldo. He mustn't talk to the media at all. Don't say anything.
Exactly. Geez, I don't know. It's going to be a tough one, though. It's going to be a tough one because he's out of contract in 2022,
Yeah.
July. So I don't know. Would you let it run down? Do you start flirting with other clubs? Do you sign a pre-contract agreement with somebody? Like it's an interesting predicament that Ronaldo finds himself in.
Yeah, for me, if I was him, I move like yesterday. I'm already on the phone to
Out the door.
Mendes, and I'm not coming to practice. I'm not talking to the media. I'm not coming to practice because you know what my dad always used to say to me: when somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
Okay.
What's Ronaldo waiting for? We saw Juventus is a mess last year.
Absolutely.
What are they going to do? They're going to add who's the guy from Sassuolo who was rotating in the midfield there with the long hair? Locatelli.
No, and that's not Ronaldo's vibe.
So what are we doing?
I don't know.
Is Locatelli taking you to Champions League final?
No, and yeah, you just see the pieces that have been put around Ronaldo, and you just like the only guy that's that could be up there with him is Chiesa, but other than that, Dybala's gone back into his shell. We don't know what's going on with him. The Ramsey signing, I don't know. It's
Shocker.
It's just a weird
Shocker.
And then you got Rabiot. It's just I don't know. It's a dog show. If you don't.
Yeah, speaking of Rabiot, I mean, has he got his mum as his agent?
Yeah, so it's just a mess there.
So I do know a guy who's got his mum as his agent as well. He was in. It was a hilarious story. I don't know if you ever saw the story about at Portsmouth. I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll tell you who it is. You ever read Harry Redknapp's book?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
It's
So
a great
in
read.
it, this guy's mum was his agent, and
my
he was
goodness.
earning £80,000 a week.
Yeah.
And his mum came in and said, "We were thinking you should put a goal bonus on." And Harry said to her, "No, we thought that's what the £80,000 might be for. That should encourage him to get goals."
Okay.
Like, what is what these do to get their mum as their agent?
Moms or dads, because you've seen how Neymar is.
Is that his dad? Hey,
His dad is his agent. So like, imagine like they wouldn't let him take penalties at PSG when Cavani was there. And
Yeah.
he ran to his dad. So like,
but is that the worst move in the world? Like having your dad as your agent?
yeah, I think so, because you have to keep the two separate, because now I can't be letting you handle my business, and like, because also you think of lining your pockets as well. So for me it's not the one there.
But Rabiot brought up, we'll come back to Ronaldo now. He brought up an interesting situation that I've always thought of. And it always sounds like you're sexist when you say this, right?
Yeah.
But I'd like to think this is pretty neutral. It was like when Hillary Clinton was running for president.
Yes.
Why is Bill Clinton talking?
Honestly.
No, like, sorry, Bill, you're not the president. Why are you...
We've had enough of you.
Which is what, Barack Obama's wife. I heard too much from her.
You really think so?
Way too much. You are not anything. Stay out of the limelight. We care about the president. It's like, I don't want to hear from Michelle Obama while he's the president. Afterwards, they're doing
So
this.
you want someone to be like Melania Trump?
That's your role. Being someone's wife is not a job, guys. Otherwise, it goes to these misogynistic kind of levels where we go, "Oh, she's with them for the what?" It's like, but honestly, why am I hearing so much from Michelle Obama? You are not the president. I want to hear from. It's like Hillary Clinton. Why am I hearing from Bill Clinton? But my point is with footballers, why am I hearing from people's mums on social media about Benzema? Do you know what I mean? Did you see Rabiot's mom coming out about Mbappe?
That was shocking. Eh?
What is going on, guys?
It's crazy, because like I don't know, because she's probably putting that card. I gave birth to you. I did this. I did that.
It's nuts.
It's ridiculous. Eh?
But you heard what she said.
Yeah,
eh?
she was out of line. She was
With
out
Mbappe, what Mbappe work rate or whatever.
What? Are you kidding me?
But
I'd ask her, how many goals have you scored in your World Cup final as a teenager?
what are your credentials?
Honestly.
I don't mind if she's like an MBA from Oxford or whatever, accountant or chartered accountant but if she's just his mom,
Just make the deals and keep quiet.
thank you. So I'm not nuts, eh?
No, you're not. Just make the deals and keep quiet.
But you know who the king of them all is? There's a man from Argentina who plays at PSG up front, Mario Icardi. Talk to me about that guy's setup. Because for those who don't know, right? Probably need to explain it.
That's terrible, man.
This guy called Mario Icardi,
It's
I
actually
can't even say it without being...
No, it's ridiculous. But go ahead.
But let me explain to you. So the guy called Mario Icardi, Argentine. There was a guy at Juventus called Maximiliano Lopez. They were teammates, and you can go and look up the thread on Twitter, right? So he was a teammate at Argentine level with Icardi, right?
And it was he was his best man at his wedding.
Yeah. Oh yes, one forgets this.
Yes, he was his best man at his wedding.
Oh my gosh. So So what Icardi did was not only so Maxi Lopez's wife was actually his agent, right? For those who want to know. And then what happened was his best man, who's Mario Icardi, went on to slide in the DMs. Probably, I don't even know how you do this. The young kids are saying he gigsed it. Now Icardi is now with Maxi Lopez's wife, and also has a tattoo of Maxi Lopez's kids, and Maxi Lopez's ex-wife is now Icardi's current, I don't know if they're married, and agent now.
That's
What? Oh, wait.
But Messi is trying to nip that in the bud, because for as long as Messi plays in the Argentinian team, he said he doesn't want Icardi in the team because that will destabilize the team. Like, you can't be having that.
Icardi's a mess, eh?
That's diabolical.
That is not it, eh?
But you should know all about that, John Terry.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Separate issue. Well, but listen, Wayne Bridge, because Wayne Bridge had to be sold the next year. Hey?
Yeah.
He had to go.
Yeah, I went to Man City, and then it was that whole thing. They didn't shake hands. Like, it was...
Well, I'm not going to... Sorry, hold on. Well, how dare you? You had Ryan Giggs. I mean, I don't want to talk down about him, and he's but how long was that? 12 years?
Yeah, with his...
Or something
with
like
his brother's
that.
wife.
With his brother's wife. What did Christmas look like? Like, I have to admire Ryan Giggs. We have a man in South Africa called Jacob Zuma. Mm-hmm. Him and Ryan Giggs, composure of the next level. Because for me, you know what it is? I want to be able to sleep at night. Like, I'm not saying I would never be able to, because everyone thinks they're perfect. But I just think of the stress of sleeping with my brother's wife and seeing her at family lunch every 3 weeks.
Yeah, but that's terrible though. Because, like, I heard a thing. Ryan Giggs' dad and his brother, they refused to watch Man United, and they've cancelled Ryan Giggs. But also, I mean, yes, it's a very tough dynamic, but also the brother's wife should also know better. You know what I mean?
You got to blame her a little. She has to take a bit of responsibility.
Obviously. But Ryan Giggs as well. But, like, you don't do that, eh?
That
Because
is
that's out of bounds.
Like, tell me, like, Christmas
out of
lunch.
bounds.
You know, like, Christmas lunch is a real thing, right? Or whatever, for some people. You're sitting there at the table. What are they doing? Playing footsie under the table.
Bro.
Like, every time she goes to the kitchen, now every time people remember he went to go help her wash the
Goodness,
vegetables.
they're gonna be like, oh, they were probably doing my 1, 2, and 3. It's
At Christmas, dude.
your brother, dude.
Yo, Ryan Giggs, bro. Yeah, no. Listen, that's not it, eh?
It's not on.
Icardi or Giggs? Who's the world champion of being horrible?
There's no degrees of separation. To me, they're the same thing.
They're both just trash,
It's just rubbish.
I think, what's his name? Icardi takes it to another level, though. He's got a tattoo of Maxi Lopez's kids on his body. What are we doing?
It's amateur hour.
Who is this guy?
It's amateur hour.
Like, do you know what? Do people not think this? So where I'm from, I can't explain it any better. I can't say it in English. But it's closer to bazathina abantu. The watered down translation is essentially what I'm saying is what would my mother say, but really it's a philosophy of what would people say?
I don't know.
Is there none of that in Icardi's mind? It's just I'm doing this. I'm the man. She is now married to me.
Oh, God.
You know where that one falls down? You know how people who cheat always think he'll leave me or whatever. I'm the one to change. What does Maxi Lopez's wife think is going to happen with Icardi now? Because you know what the thing about 25-year-olds is? Beautiful 25-year-olds? They come out every year.
Yeah,
There's a new 25-year-old every year. Does she not realize that?
Every day.
Does she not realize that? Do you think in her mind she's like, I'm the one, forget it, I'm the one who'll be with him forever?
But the thing is, she's naive if she thinks that, because the same way you found her is the same way you'll lose her. Like, I'm a firm believer in that.
But she's also diabolical.
No, she's ridiculous.
So she might move on as well.
Absolutely. She's very impressionable, as we've seen. Like, what are we doing?
It's nuts, eh?
What are we doing?
All right, so it's not just me.
No, it's not just you, man.
No, listen, CR7, I'm sorry, to finish off on it, he has to force the move, dude. There's no way. Because another year, he's basically done now.
Yeah, he's basically done. But I don't know. Ronaldo, if Zlatan is still playing, Ronaldo will still want to play. He's still hungry for it.
World Cup, he might do that.
He's still hungry.
Do you think he played the World Cup?
The World Cup's next year, so he definitely will play.
Yeah, but remember, it's December, hey? It's not... when
Trust me, Ronaldo will find a way.
He's playing, eh?
Yeah, he's Mr. Portugal. You know what it is.
I don't like it. I don't like the way this is fizzling out, dude. I've once, you know what? I've only had 2 good relationships, but I once had a person where, what's the term? Vibing?
Yeah,
We were vibing and it ended
Testing
kind of
the
ugly.
waters,
Like,
testing the
I don't remember the beginning when we still looked at each other as though we've never done anything wrong. The end was just like,
mess.
okay, no, she's a mess. No thanks.
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to remember of Ronaldo. Juventus, and he finished off with Chiellini and all of these guys. Like, who's Juventus right back?
It's not Alexandra.
See, we don't even know that. Like, he's the left back sometimes, but this is what I'm talking about.
Or McKinney, or like, who is
This
it?
is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is who Cristiano Ronaldo is finishing with. Who's the holding mid at Juventus?
It's Ravia.
This is what I'm talking about.
You know, and as I said earlier, it's the pieces that they've put around him. He probably sits there and he's like, what am I doing here?
What did George Mendes?
What am I doing here?
Because Ronaldo he strikes me as a killer. Like, he will fire George Mendes. He will go Mino Raiola like yesterday, I think, if things don't happen.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I will have to watch it unfold, man.
You don't reckon, eh?
No, I don't reckon. Him and George Mendes are 2 peas in a pod.
They're the guys.
They're the guys.
All right, listen, well, let's talk a little bit about United before we wrap things up before the break. Talk to me about any hopes for this season.
Oh, man. Listen, we're closing the gap on City.
Yep.
Or winning it. And I'm putting myself out there on the line. We're going to challenge proper this season.
Winning what?
The league, dude. Winning or challenging. I know, I might sound crazy, but...
No, you don't sound crazy. You are crazy.
Okay, that's fine.
Wait, winning the English Premier League or the South African Premier League?
Come on.
Manchester United are going to win the English Premier League.
Well, or come close to it. But the gap is going to be narrowed between us and City. Trust
So,
me.
okay, listen here. Here's what's going to happen on the podcast you would have heard yesterday. Just to remind people. Because I needed you to say it gren. So I could just make sure you didn't have a bad day yesterday.
No, I'm saying it again.
What are the provisos? So closing the gap is what? 10 points or less, eh?
10 points or less. Less than 12. Less than
So I'm
12.
writing it down. 10p or less from Man City, who will obviously win the league title when they get Harry Kane and Jack Grealish.
Yeah.
Okay? So then, here's what I'll do for you. And just to remind people, I'll buy you a bottle of whatever. We can agree the amount, and we will say it on air once we've kind of agreed. And we'll fist bump on this one.
Absolutely.
Is that if you don't finish 10 points or less behind Manchester City,
Yeah.
and so that's closing
That's closing the gap. Yes, narrowing the
gap. Is there anything else? That was just it.
Second.
Second. Yes, you have to be second. Let me write this down because I don't really trust you United fans.
What?
Okay, so you got to come second or and 10 points or less behind it.
That's the one.
So you can't just finish second if
Absolutely.
it's 15 points behind.
And if I lose, you know it's a
Coffee.
bag of your...
I'm going to be getting that Brazilian stuff
Absolutely.
that's hand-picked by a marsupial somewhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, in some untouched tribe. All right.
Right here on the MKT Show.
A lot of people saying that handshake means nothing because it's with a Man United fan.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I'm just telling you what the people are saying.
Okay, well.
That's not me being what we call a hater.
Hey, man.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I don't sit on the fence about United. You know that. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the types of people that we have to deal with. Man United fans and Kaizer Chiefs fans. And you Kaizer Chiefs fans, I have something for you a little bit later. I'll deliver that message, my declaration to the nation about my thoughts on Kaizer Chiefs. But this man sounds insane. He has lost his mind. But it's disrespectful and it's Man United to the core, right? Love to know what people think. By the way, brand new studio, brand new home. Remember, hashtag new studio, who dis? You'll see that in the top right. Let's like, share, subscribe. Be a friend, tell a friend. We are here to take over, not just to partake. It is an awesome time. Thank you to all of you at home. Remember, like, share, subscribe. If you're with us on YouTube, click that one. That's like. If you don't like the show, dislike. Because I like honesty, by the way. So this has been it. CR7, he's got to move. What do you think? Let me know. Hashtag new studio, who dis? We'll talk PSG, managers a little bit later. Senzo's going to get on social media and let us know what's going on. But for now, we got to go and pay some bills. We'll see you in a little bit. All right, let's get into it. Spurs lost Sunday. We all saw it. We all saw the game. We all heard, get rid of Mourinho, get rid of this. Again, it's everyone else's fault. Get rid of Mourinho. The football's boring. It's not Spurs. We got a new stadium or a new club. We want to be flashy, etc., etc. So I got some news for you. And this might be harsh to some people, but I believe it. Listen, we've all had a crush in life, right? We've all had a crush. We may have a crush right now. We may have a crush right now. The reason you're not dating your crush, let me tell you why. Serious people have options. If you have a crush on somebody, trust me, somebody else does. The thing about serious people is they have options. So you're not going to crush on me and pitch up in my house with roses and think that's going to be enough, right? Serious people have options. That's why you're just crushing on them and you're not dating them. That's not a reflection on them. That's you. That's you without the self-confidence. That's you knowing, actually deep down, relationships are hard and that person has options. Oh my goodness, if I go there, I may have to step up. Listen, frat boys, the American sort of frat boy, or in South Africa or around the world, the high school rugby first team captain, they'll get the girl. It's very nice. Big muscles, flashy. They'll get the girl. All right? But grown men get the women, and let me tell you why. Because the big flashy guy has daddy's trust funded card. Welcome back. It's that show. I'm that person. There's 3 letters that say MKT. I am actually MKT. A lot of people saying, how does it feel? Show named after you. It feels incredible. It feels incredible. Don't you worry about it. I'm doing better than ever. Listen, we're going to talk about something now that's close to my heart, is overspending. Conspicuous consumption is not always the way to win. We're going to talk a little PSG in a bit. But there's a situation brewing and developing there. It's brewing and developing. I want to get into it before I do that though. Sense.
Yeah, boy.
So, what's PSG's strategy? Buy everything and eventually hope it works out.
Well, you know, these Mickey Mouse clubs, you know, they're trying to fish with
This
gunpowder.
guy.
Trying to fish with gunpowder, but yeah, no, I mean, they've got a scattered approach.
Yeah.
Just buy everything.
Yeah.
And everyone. But people are going to say I'm hating because, yeah, but whatever.
So now Donnarumma's there now.
Yes, he is.
Talk to me about that. You've already got Keylor. Is Keylor Navas the most disrespected human being in the history of humanity?
I actually feel for him, man. Like, because also at Madrid the same thing happened, and like now they're bidding him for Donnarumma, and like, you know, the guy's done nothing wrong.
He's world class.
Oh, he's up there. He's
Like,
definitely up there.
I love when I don't know about my keeper because it tells me he's doing everything that he should, right? You never hear errors from him. You never see him off his line. He's good with crosses. He's commanding in his box. Like, what is it? Is it just because he's not sellable?
Yeah, exactly, because he doesn't sell T-shirts, you know.
He's
He
that guy.
He doesn't have that luster, you know.
So now I have to ask this.
Yeah.
Donnarumma, do I have a character issue there? Because where's he going? Like, could you imagine Manuel Neuer going to PSG in the French league?
You know, Germans don't like leaving home. But Donnarumma, I mean, you know, Serie A, AC Milan, probably thought, you know, it's time to move on. I don't know, also get a paycheck, you know.
Man United.
Striking all the hands hard. I don't know.
Is there no other club that came in for him? Is there can't be?
I've got no clue. But also it's easier to sell Paris, you know what it's like.
But he's 21. Like, so it's not about the football.
Nah, it's
not.
about traction. It's about traction.
It's about that life. Because all of the guys that are going there now, Sergio Ramos, him, that life.
But what would you have done as Sergio Ramos?
It's an interesting one for me. I mean, I can't be a hypocrite, right? I can't take a different position because I think Sergio Ramos is the greatest modern day defender.
Absolutely.
He's today's Maldini, in my opinion, right?
Absolutely.
I hate that he went to PSG.
Yeah, also
Because it's not about football anymore. And
true.
we always, people can say I'm wrong or narrow-minded. We always remember the end.
Yeah.
And now it's like, You know what the thing with Sergio Ramos' character as well? It lends itself to, he was always this guy anyway. It was just Madrid that held him up. It gives those people that angle. Do you know what I mean?
But let's see, like, if he whips Neymar into shape, because, you know,
Oh.
Sergio Ramos is a serial winner.
Whoa.
He's been there and he's done it all.
You think the Neymar thing?
No.
I'm not sure that animal's tameable in terms of Neymar. I just, even the great Sergio Ramos.
I don't know, man. Sergio Ramos is just, he's a commander.
You know what the thing is sometimes, especially with men, when you have all the accolades and all the money, and I think this is why people like Bill Clinton get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Is that we start to believe we are beyond the human realm.
Yeah.
And men generally, not always, not just men, but this is why you try and conquer nations. It's never enough.
It's God complex.
Like with Sergio Ramos, like, just take the pay cut at Real Madrid, pal.
Yeah, stay there.
Like, what more do you need? Your wife looks like she was actually chiseled by Leonardo da Vinci himself.
Yeah.
You are the guy in Spain.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
What more do you need? Take the pay cut.
It's ego, man. As you said, it's all
not about football.
It's ego.
It's ego.
It really is about ego now.
Do you like Ramos? Like
Ramos is my guy.
He's the guy, but you're that swag guy anyway.
No, I'm not that swag guy.
You are that swag guy. Be
I'm not
honest.
that swag guy.
You got a little bit of that swag guy thing.
Oh, well, that's another conversation entirely. But
Okay, who's your favorite footballer
I mean, right now,
ever?
David Beckham.
Well, and you're telling me you're not a swag guy.
Oh,
We'll leave it on
come on,
that.
bro. Come on, bro.
I mean,
It can't be just about swag.
yeah,
you know
I
what
mean, this guy, Mr. Swag. All right. I quickly want to talk about the PSG thing. All right. Let me tell you why PSG will never win the Champions League. PSG will never, ever win the Champions League. And I'll tell you why. Because Neymar is the business plan. And you know what you're telling me when you have Neymar as your business plan? It's not about football. That's all you're telling me. I don't care what anybody... Stop telling me about talent. I work with incredibly talented people everywhere. But the few people who I've won with in business, right? And I mean, I've won at a small level, but I've won with... It's character. Neymar has shown me nothing since the beginning to say that he cares about football more than he cares about himself. And let me tell you when I first saw it. And he's shown me who he is now, so I believe him. When he was at Barcelona, he had it all, and it wasn't enough, and he wanted to leave Leo Messi and Suarez, and they had a good thing going. He's the Kevin Durant of football. Is when you're winning, and it's all going well, and you want it your way, do you know what that tells me? You're a child. And there's nothing you can do to now change Neymar, because you know what you've done? You've paid him. When you pay somebody, you're telling them your behavior is acceptable. The businesses make this mistake all the time, and I'm around it all the time. When you pay somebody, what it tells him is everything you're doing, no worries, pal. What it told me was PSG is not about football. They don't care that Neymar had that incident with the Instagram person, with the Instagram lady. They don't care that Neymar in lockdown went to Brazil in a global pandemic. He's the biggest brand for a certain German brand and your club. No worries, we didn't even say anything about it. They don't care that he wants to go and take a penalty off the striker who the coach has said is the penalty taker, right? They don't care that that's our leader and he's making a mockery of our striker in front of the globe. They don't care about that. It's not about football. That's what it tells me. But you know what the real problem is for PSG, and they're showing me now, is after you lost Thiago Silva, flair is not a plan. They were a disaster last season. And by the way, for those who didn't know, there's a tiny little thing called Liga. And in Liga, they didn't win it. They didn't win it. Forget about the Champions League. They didn't win it. Thiago Silva left and the dominance ended. Coincidence? No. Because titles, greatness is built on steel, not cool, swag, and flair.
Yeah.
This is going to be a mess, right? This is going to be a mess forevermore. They will never win the Champions League because the business plan is not about football. Say what you will about Roman Abramovich. He makes it about the manager and he gives you all of the rope to pull yourself up or to hang yourself. At PSG, folks, I've told you this before. I'll forgive the first divorce, right? The marriage is tough. I'll forgive the second divorce. She had kids, you have kids. Maybe you both had some baggage coming into the second marriage, bloody, bloody, blah. Third divorce, that's a you problem. PSG have made Unai Emery, right, who just defeated Man United in the Europa League final, Carlo Ancelotti, and Thomas Tuchel, who is currently the European champion, make them look like amateurs. That's a PSG problem. That's clearly not a coach problem because Emre left Europa League with a holiday resort. Villarreal is a holiday resort. That's not a football club. He still went and won the Europa League, his fourth one. Thomas Tuchel was a substitute teacher at Chelsea. He's not the full-time coach. He's a substitute teacher, and we've all been there because I was that guy. Substitute teacher, you're going to have a hellish day. Nobody at Chelsea respected him. That's not his fault. You know what players are like. Champions League, that's a PSG problem. 3 managers now, they left you. Carlo Ancelotti, where's he? I'm back at Real Madrid. They're telling you he's still the apex. It's a PSG problem. It's not about football, and that is the problem. You build your life around flair, they are erratic. Creatives, hey, you know what these cool new kids say? I'm a creative, dude. I'm a creative. I'm not going to wear a suit. I'm not going to come on time. Like, bro, okay, boomer. Oh, boomers still have Warren Buffett. Well, HSBC, I see them doing just fine. Oxford, I see them doing just fine. You and your cousin startup, how are you doing? Right? They're like police. Stop with the cool. And what they are is really the creative who wants to drink lattes and have a man bun. That is PSG. There's no substance there. You don't win with that. Sins, there's no way, Chief. You can buy Donnarumma, you can buy Maradona and Pelé at the same time.
Yeah.
They're not winning, pal.
Well, just look at the league that they're in. I mean, it just tells me that, this is all about swag, it's all like, and then you see them in the Champions League. It's a bit fragmented. Also, what's going to be interesting, I want to see how Poch handles that dressing room. Because now, I've just been seeing that Paul Pogba has rejected a new contract extension.
Yep.
So it's either Man United are going to come in with a revised, better offer, or he's going to PSG. And I just want to see how he's going to handle that.
Paul Pogba now to add to Neymar, to add to Sergio Ramos, to add to
Donnarumma,
to add to Marquinhos.
Let's see it.
Do you know who I've forgotten there? Is Paredes there?
Paredes, yes.
Paredes, you've seen him with the tattoos, that alive. Who's the other? Who's the little devil that we don't talk about because he's so brilliant? It's a production tolerance world. That little Marco Verratti, you can see is
Verratti. He's a pitbull.
He's that guy. Eh?
He's a pitbull.
He's that guy.
It's just too much.
You know what he strikes me as? He strikes me as those guys who have every pair of Jordans.
You think so?
He's got 2 rooms in his mansion just for his Jordans.
Yeah.
He strikes me as that guy, and all of them are like alphabetically put together, off-white. You know what I mean?
Guys,
doesn't he strike you as that guy?
Oh, it's gonna be something. Sure.
And Poch isn't that guy, by the way. For people who don't know, like maybe a lot of people don't know this, guy called Diego Maradona. I would say probably the biggest handful in football history.
Oh yeah.
Maybe people don't know this. There was a guy who was assigned to room with him.
Yeah, I've heard that before as well.
Mauricio Pochettino was that guy. I don't know how long the Neymar thing's going to last because Poch doesn't strike me as that I'm going to allow it to just kind of go away because in the end that's what happened with Levy.
Yeah. You have to nip it in the bud. But
how do you see that going, dude? How do you see the Poch? Ultimately, what matters? Neymar and the coach.
Yeah, I'll tell you this much. I think Poch gets relieved of his duties.
When?
Sometime during the season because that's too much for any man to handle. It's too much.
So you're saying? Do you reckon you're not happy?
They're going to run him out. Those players are definitely going to run him out that club, and yeah.
Because he expects stuff. It's not cool that you swag. He doesn't care about that. I'm Mauricio Pochettino. I'm best friends with Diego Maradona. R.I.P. El Pibe de Oro. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I actually feel for Poch, actually.
It's sad, eh?
But hey, man, we'll see.
But I feel nothing for him because in every relationship, you know how people get in relationships and then he or she's a terrible person and then you come crying to us. Sorry, Poch, you made your decision. You're an adult. Now this is what you wanted.
So you're saying let's just live with it?
No, you know what? You're Zulu.
Yeah,
yes, Zulu, but uzoyithola into ifuna.
Yeah.
So when you went to PSG, do you think you're better than Tuchel? Do you think you're better than Ancelotti? Do you think you're better than Emre? Because Neymar chewed them out, spat them out.
Jeez.
What, do you think you're the one? Good man.
There you go.
But let's be honest, at PSG, I don't see, what's the plan?
That doesn't, let the swag do what it does.
Like that, eh?
Let the swag do what it does. For me, it just tells me that we're building a Galacticos. Let's go.
You know who the prisoner is?
You tell me.
Kylian Mbappe. He strikes me as a guy who cares about football.
Yeah,
I don't know Kylian Mbappe. I don't know anybody who knows him, so I'm not. But he just strikes me as a guy who's like, I want to play football.
Yeah.
And I feel like this might be conspiracy theory. You know the deal that Platini put in place and he basically sold French football to Qatar?
Yeah.
And obviously, what were they selling them? It was the World Cup. We now know. I feel like in there, there's no way a guy like Mbappe should be at PSG. He doesn't strike me as that type. It must be driving him
No,
insane.
it's driving him up the wall.
What's
and,
happening?
You know, not winning Champions Leagues, and it's getting to him.
But I think they sold it like that. Like, okay, I think Platini went and spoke to probably French football and said Mbappe has to lead the revolution.
Yeah.
That's part of the agreement with the Qataris is we kind of need. I'm not saying that's what happened,
but you get that feeling. You get that feeling. You know what I mean? So,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Am I wrong? Am I nuts?
No. It's not the most outrageous theory. You know.
And so Mbappe can't sign another deal there.
I don't know.
There's no way. There's no way. He can't. There's no way.
I don't know.
So what do you do if you're Mbappe? Do you try and push Neymar out the door? Do you think he's the type of guy where, all right, listen, having Neymar actually does me a favor. I'm 1-on-1 now with right backs all the time.
Yeah, but I think, you know, let's see how they do in the Champions League this season.
Your thoughts?
I don't know.
They're not doing it, eh?
I don't know. Hey.
Like, who's coming? If people don't think Man City are going to come again, you're wrong.
Yeah, because that Pep wants it badly.
Atletico Madrid are going to come again.
Yes.
They've got money. They've got a great manager.
And they've just tied him up. They just tied up Diego Simeone.
So they're going to come again.
Yeah.
Roman Abramovich, we know he'll spend all of the money that's available.
Yeah.
PSG have no hope.
Well, you also know, Bayern also, they're angry.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're angry.
So where do PSG even think that's going to happen? I just don't think when you base your life off flair and wanting to express yourself, and I know this is hard for young people to hear because a lot of people now want to go to work and express themselves, but that's not the real world. The real world, for all of us, I don't care where you are, unless you're Warren Buffett, unless you are Amazon, is that the real world, folks, is you get there, you grind, probably the first 5 years of work are miserable.
Yes.
And I feel like flair people don't like that because they want to express themselves and find meaning in their work. Like, part of work's horrible. Neymar, sorry, mate. And if you don't believe me about Neymar, because people say, as you always say, nah, Jend.
Yeah.
Neymar, what's he done for Brazil?
Just score a lot of goals, but I feel like for the amount of talent Neymar has, he's underachieved. To me, he doesn't like responsibility.
He's the polar opposite of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. He doesn't take the bull by the horns, you know what I mean?
We were saying it just now. It's like most people with talent Neymar's the norm. Like if people want to see the difference between what I was saying is Ronaldo is not the norm because usually talent, nightmare.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Ronaldo's low. I would say Neymar is no less talented, if not more talented naturally than Cristiano Ronaldo. As just a footballer, right?
Yeah.
The attitude.
Yeah.
And which is my point is character beats talent. Wherever you are in life, I try and tell young people now that are getting into the workspace, because it's about money and expressing myself. I say, no. What's the leadership like? Go and ask, Google people, go to LinkedIn, look up people who worked at that company, ask about the leadership.
True.
That's all that matters in your first job.
Yeah.
Ask, to win, you need character.
Yeah.
If they come back to you and they say, yo, it's a circus, she slept with who, I don't care how much money they offer you, don't go.
Yeah.
You need character to win. And you've got, if the leadership ain't right,
then you better be out that door.
You know what I mean? So for me, PSG, forget it. Flair's not a plan, right?
Yeah, Flair's into plan.
It ain't it, dude.
That ain't it, bro.
It ain't it. So, dude, talk to me about this. There's a whole situation developing now in South Africa. We spoke a little bit about it yesterday on the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Who do you support in South Africa?
Just Orlando Pirates.
Is in Yamanganga.
Oh, yes, no, almost.
Because you know what happened? Do you remember, I don't know if you were getting these messages, but I had family members and friends sending me Kaizer Chiefs star.
It's like that star.
The star was already placed, on the Chiefs shirt where it's going to be. Do you know what I mean? Did you have that?
Well, yeah, of course, bro. Of course. But they forgot that they had to play Al Ahly.
And yeah, for those who don't know, I mean, we're talking about the Champions League final, right? And it's like, people had already counted the star. And I'm like, who are these people and why do they behave like this?
Well, Chiefs fans.
Yeah, so it's not just me, eh?
No, it definitely isn't just you, but hey, man.
You know my biggest problem with them? It's impossible to be happy for those types of people because even when they win, right? It's like the attitude was so disgusting before the win, and when they win, it's like, for some people, like, I want to be Pirates, we've got a star. So when we win, it's like it's expected, you know?
True.
You know those people who don't win often, and now when they win, it's like, now the whole world needs to know about it.
Sound like Liverpool fans, but anyway.
Did you see the Kaizer Chiefs fans putting out, in fact, Kaizer Chiefs official social media? One of my favorite things in the world.
They do.
After the season, last season,
yes,
they put out a thing, congratulations, great season, on qualifying for the top 8.
No.
When was that a thing?
No.
Like Kaizer Chiefs are making it up
Nope.
as they go.
No, because the thing is, Chiefs led the league for more than a year and they had a 14-point gap.
Yeah.
And they still couldn't finish the job.
I'm a Sunday one. So it's not just me who
It's
finds...
one of the biggest meltdowns, but she was.
No, I'm not having it. Listen, I quickly do need to address the Kaizer Chiefs fans. And those are my thoughts on PSG. I don't see it. But I need to address Kaizer Chiefs fans. And I want to address you directly in living color. You see the problem with you guys, yeah, is that we want to be happy for you. Because as Pirates, as Sundowns, we're used to this winning thing. But you know what? You make it unbearable when you win or lose. So, you know, when you went and played Al Ahly, right? And I'll get Senzo after I've said this to tell us exactly what the player said. When you go and play at the next level, right? This thing as people of peace or whatever you were telling us, you were already counting the trophy. I spoke to the PRO of Kaizer Chiefs the night before they went and played that game. And I told him, your shuba. If you know, you know. Your shuba. And he was giving me lip and the Chiefs fans. You know what? You got what you deserved. You got what you deserved because you talk too much. So to all Kaizer Chiefs fans, I want to tell you right now, you are a Dololo club. And you must accept that. I don't care how many lights you have, how nice you make Nachorena. I don't care how much you do that. I want to tell you, you got what you deserved. And the whole blimmin' continent was saved the headache of all headaches. I'm telling you, I wouldn't have been able to sleep had those monsters won. So Kaizer Chiefs fans, I'm glad that Al Ahly whipped you. And you know what? I wish there was a third, what do we call it? A third half. Doesn't even make sense. Add a third half there. Half is 2, but okay. So that Al Ahly can put 10. I mean, Kaizer Chiefs, van lail. Chief.
Yeah. It's because, but they also just forgot Gutu Pizzo and I was angry with what Sundowns did to him. So he was going to take it out on somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
He was going to take it out on somebody. And like, what that Al Ahly player said, like it's...
What did he say? So was it on, where was it on? Was it on Twitter?
He put some Facebook post up. He said it was, he says he didn't feel like he was in a cup final. He said this was like less intense than one of our training sessions.
Yeah.
Because he said even the Kaizer Chiefs guys like try to swap shirts with him. He's like, that'd be embarrassing for me because like you guys don't win any domestic trophies.
Yes.
And he's like, he doesn't foresee them playing in the Champions League again for the next 50 years. It was very brutal.
Yeah.
Very disrespectful.
But honest, I mean, was that their first Champions League final?
Oh, Chiefs, yeah.
And they were talking...
Hey, bro.
But you know what? You can lie to media, you can lie to fans. The word fan is fanatical. So
Absolutely,
you're not supposed to be rational if you're a fan.
Yeah,
So you can
it's
lie
cultish.
to media, fans, you know, about what you're not going to do is lie to players. Those are Al Ahly players' training match.
Oh, they were borderline walking.
Talk to me quickly about Umashiane. That tackle, by the way.
It was horrendous.
It was horrendous.
It was horrendous. You don't do that.
Do you think? I haven't heard anything from Kaizer Chiefs fans. Have they forgiven him?
I don't think so. That it's sad. It's tough.
They won't, eh?
They won't, bro.
Because ultimately, the young man has to know, even though they would have lost like 5-0, but it's on your shoulders, pal.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, well, exactly.
Because my thing is, well, I don't know what you think of this. I don't want to hear about age, pal.
Yeah.
If you're old enough, you're good enough.
Absolutely.
If
If you're good enough, you're old enough. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Bobby Mtong must have been hitting the roof afterwards.
Upowi.
Yes. Like.
Is he the ultimate nightmare when you're a father who's like made it? Is like with a kid like him? Because I was kind of headed that way in my 20s, I think. But like my father probably feared I was going that way, and some might say I'm the same now. It's like you almost have to give him sheltered employment because Upobi treats Kaizer Chiefs and being the Mutaun Jr., he kind of treats it like his dad started a spaza shop. With all due respect, I mean, I have family who own spaza shops. I'm not saying spaza shops are low, but I'm saying, you know, it's not the same as one of the biggest corporate juggernauts in African sport.
Yeah.
The way Bobby rolls around, come on,
man,
bro.
Yeah,
and I got nothing against him, but come on,
it's
bro.
a nightmare, bro. Imagine being a coach and having to work with that.
No, imagine being Kaizer Senior.
Yes.
But, like, so what? Kaizer Senior has to sleep with his phone under his pillow at night, eh? Because he never knows when Lumfanelo he's unhinged, eh?
He's unhinged. I remember you bought players before you had a manager. So what if the manager gets there and he says, I don't want these guys?
Yeah.
Like what?
But that's what I mean
How
by...
do you tell you? It's a family business.
It's family business, ne?
A family business.
But I feel for Kaiser Senior because he has to give his son a job. No loving parent is just going to let their child. But, you know, my father always used to say with some of my behavior, like, I'm sure we've all heard this. Like, Upobi has that feel of just like, let's do him one. Let's do him a solid. And now he's going to bring the empire down. What kind of father has to go and fire their own kid? Because he had to let Bobby go, really, now in the last season. Huh?
Yeah, I kind of suspended him, but like, oh my, it's just a nightmare.
And look, I don't want to bash on the guy because he's probably a good guy. Like, I don't know him. Do you know anybody who knows him?
There must be a couple of people that we know that know him, but I've never been around him personally or whatever.
Like, I once saw him out at like a restaurant, and he's rocking the full Kaiser Chiefs tracksuit with the like sick golf shirt, but. It may have been his wife. I don't know if he's a married man, but there was a lady with him, and he's clearly forced her
to
wear the full kit, and she's looking stunning, by the way. She's wearing Kaiser. So he's forced her, like, if you're gonna come out for lunch with me, this is what you're gonna. There's no
brand
lady.
Ambassador, Ocham. Brand ambassador.
So if Uhamba Nam, Kaiser Chiefs is a full-time lifestyle.
You know what it is, but it's tough.
It's tough, eh?
It's tough.
Yeah. But I went back to the Chiefs. I feel nothing for them. I want to be honest with you, Labo.
Yeah, me neither.
No, they got what they deserved. You're a slimy bunch, man. You're a slimy bunch. No, I like to think I'm a half decent person, right? But not for those. I feel zero. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you guys lost. Cool. So I'm very, very happy about that, dude. Senzo, I want to tell you about something that happened to me on the weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Yeah, so I kind of told it yesterday, but I kind of rehashed it yesterday, and a friend of mine phoned me after she listened to the podcast and said,
traumatized
I'm the worst person in the world. So, like, I'm into coffee, and, you know, I'm not a wealthy person. I'm into the best stuff I can afford.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, so, like, coffee is a really important thing for me because it's a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So, this lady on the weekend, I was at a restaurant, and I ordered a coffee at a restaurant. It's against my own rules. And you know what? I put this lady in a situation, right? Yeah. And I think we'll chat a little bit about it when I come back. But I put her in a situation where I have standards for coffee, and I did the whole thing.
So you compromised?
Yeah, I compromised on my own standards. And ultimately, we ended up in a little bit of a situation, right?
Oh, my goodness. I wonder what you did. Man.
Yeah. Dude, so, I'll explain it on the other side. A friend of mine kind of got back to me yesterday, and she said, I'm a monster. I said, why? I've got standards, and now I'm a monster because I have standards.
But I understand where both of you are coming from because you are also paying at the end of the day, so it's,
Yeah, but also, I don't want, like, good coffee. I want the best coffee in the world, which I can afford. I must also be realistic. There's levels, you know. I'm not George Clooney.
Staying in your lane, yeah.
But I'll tell you more of the story, like, after this, right?
Okay.
Folks, hashtag new set who dis, right? It is the MKT show, and it feels awesome to be here, and it's not possible without the support. If people hadn't supported it, we wouldn't have been able to put this plan together to have this great new home. So to all of you that have supported us, please click like if you're still with us on YouTube. Otherwise, remember to like, share, subscribe. If you're on YouTube for the very first time, please subscribe to the channel, and be a friend, tell a friend. That's all I'm saying. Be a friend, tell a friend. That's all I'm asking. I'll continue the coffee story after this, and you know what we're going to talk about is there are managers in the English Premier League who are going to be under pressure. I want to talk about the big four, and I'll tell you who I think is under the most pressure and who is under the least pressure. Folks, this is the MKT show. I'll see you in a bit.
The Olympic Games may be cancelled again.
Okay.
Says senior Japanese ruling party official. So I also found this out yesterday because I read about another article about the Olympic Games. You know, it's still being called Tokyo 2020.
Yeah, because the logo was just so good. They didn't want to change it.
It's too expensive to rebrand.
Yeah, they spent $5 billion. I think it was $5 billion on stuff.
On marketing and everything.
Yeah, they're not gonna.
I'm so looking forward to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics in 2026.
Do you know what? I wish I was Japanese. I think those are my people. They do not care about what people think.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. All the best.
Sorry.
Yeah. And we're the best, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to drive a Lexus? Great. Drive it. That's what it's going to look like. And 2020. Yeah. And they've got the money. But no, we've spent it already. And Shimmy's got a great saying: 10 rand is still 10 rand.
There you go.
To them, it's not about the money. It's like, do we need it? Is changing it going to do anything? No, it's still going to be Olympics. Screw you
Yeah,
guys.
like you said, 5 billion.
Yeah.
Hey, would you do that? No.
No. No.
So, okay, very cool. Olympics, huh? 2020 and 2026. I like that.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
I've got my problems with the Olympics anyway, so who cares? Welcome back to it, folks. I am MKT. I'm possibly the least loyal person in the world, and if you don't understand why, is that so my father is Xhosa and my mother is Sepedi. I will switch depending on which one's doing better. If you're talking about Nelson Mandela, definitely Xhosa. Kgalema Motlanthe, definitely Pedi. If you're talking about, I don't know, our friend Cyril from up north who runs the EFF, I'm a Xhosa guy. So I'm not loyal. But I tell you what I'm loyal to is the MKT Show and everybody who's with me. That includes you. Hope you are enjoying our brand new home, and it's only possible because of you. Tell you what feels good. To tell the story and get it off my chest. I started off telling my coffee story from the weekend.
Yep.
So eventually, what really happened was,
Okay.
I turned this lady into a liar, basically. I was talking about it yesterday. Is I turned her into a liar. And I did kind of feel bad yesterday as I was talking about it and thinking about it a little bit more.
Because-
And a friend kind of called me and said, I'm a monster for putting her in that position. It's not her fault. But I still
But
turned
which
her...
is what I was telling you yesterday, though.
Yeah, but I kind of thought about it. And I told her I still haven't changed my mind. I felt bad for like a tiny little bit, but I don't feel bad because I still think I'm right. Like, I shouldn't have ordered the coffee at a restaurant because I know all restaurants have terrible coffee, right? All restaurants. There's no restaurant with the coffee I like. But now, when I asked this lady, she was obviously not, I don't know, why don't you say, no, our coffee's mediocre? Just be honest with
But
me.
she can't say that, dude.
So she's a liar.
She can't say that, dude. She really can't.
You're telling the truth or you're lying. I've now turned this woman into a liar.
Well, maybe, taste is relative, my man.
No, quality is not negotiable. Oxford is good whether you're from Nigeria or from Mexico.
Fair.
Quality is not, I don't go with that. So
Maybe she thinks it's good. Maybe she thinks it's good.
here's the question. Now, when I go to the restaurant, because it's down the road from my house, so I will pop in there. It's the shopping center I use. Do I address it? Do I go to her and say, listen, remember last time you said your coffee was good? Actually, I got some feedback for you. It was maybe the Kaiser Chiefs of coffees. It was. It looks good, but it was actually terrible.
Maybe you speak to management.
Oh, do I go to manage? Do I go and address it though?
Well, if you feel that strongly about it, you should.
Well, I mean, here's how I was brought up. It's like, say your piece because I want to lift their standard. I don't want other people having terrible coffee thinking I'm going to have good coffee.
Then go speak to management.
I should do it, eh?
Then go speak to management.
I'm gonna
It's
do
not
it.
really the lady's fault, you know what I mean? Who signs her checks? You know what I mean?
But what about individual responsibility?
Oh my goodness, you're going down the street again.
No, what about individual responsibility? That lady needs to know she's a liar now.
Okay.
She lied to me and I'm aware of it. And you know, what's just come to me, I hate her more than I hated her yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Was now it's costing me sleep because she's a liar. Now, I've got friends of mine who are telling me I'm a bad person for addressing it, for having standards because of her.
Oh, well, go address it with the management, my man.
Management, eh? So you reckon, well, what do? I get there, hey, excuse me, that lady's a liar. I just want to tell you, I'm not saying you have to fire her.
Not so strong, you know.
What do you reckon? Give me like okay, we're going to do it. What do? Bang, you're me, you walk in there, there's that lying lady, you see her? I don't even look at her.
I love the food and all that, but I was a bit disappointed in the coffee and then you let it play out like that.
But I say to the management, not her.
Absolutely.
Do I refuse her to serve me next time? Because if she's lied to me about coffee, what if I say, excuse me,
Well, that's-
this fettuccine here, what's it like? Oh, unbelievable. It comes.
Well, that's
Cross
a
that
personal
bridge.
decision that you will have to decide on your own. But like, yeah.
I'm the type of person to address these types of things. My mother raised me to address such things. So
Fair enough.
You can expect feedback on that.
Okay,
You can
well,
expect a little feedback on that. Listen, this. By the way, I'm not shy to say this about where I'm sitting right now. The set is unbelievable. Be honest.
It's great.
Hey,
It's great.
it's unbelievable.
great.
Like I'm so proud. I just quickly, you know what? We don't pat each other on the back. I want to thank everybody who's made this possible. Everybody at home, but there are so many people who've made this a reality, and I feel incredible about it. I feel incredible about what's happening. So I just want to say, just take it all in. And by the way, this guy here is a good friend of mine, Destroyed. He's here with me, and we're having a bloody marvelous time being on this set. And I've got the boys with me, and as this grows, folks, you know what? You should feel sorry for me. I am a victim because the production guys, there's a whole lot of Kaizer Chiefs people, so there's a whole lot of Man United people. You know who James Jimbo Ilsley is. He still hasn't shaved his beard, by the way, which makes his mom furious. But we'll discuss that once James makes his cameos. You're going to get to meet all these horrible Kaizer Chiefs fans. I want you to get to know everybody who's making this possible, because it's not possible without the guys, you know, and there's a lot of guys and girls that have been involved. So yeah, I just, you know, I want to take this all in before we move to the next subject. All right, which is the king of them all is the English Premier League, right? The king of them all is the English Premier League, and you know what they're doing now is they are taking over the world. But when you're working at sort of investment banks at the very sharp end, we call it in business blue chip companies. There's very, very few. There's you know, Coca-Cola, Microsoft, Apple. Very, very few. And what we call blue chip companies, there's a reason you call them that, is that they perform well when times are bad and good. You know, most businesses can't perform when economic tremors happen. Blue chip companies, always solid. Is that there's really 4 blue chip companies in the English Premier League. They go by Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Man City for the last 10, 15 years. Those are the kings that rule the roost. But working at those companies comes with pressure. It comes with enormous pressure. So I decided I'd kind of, it's way too early, but I thought I'd give this a bash, right? I want to tell you which managers for me are under the most pressure. But before we get into it, I want to talk about Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Man City. Since this year, outside of the top 4, right? Mm-hmm. Tell me who you think is under the most pressure, right? Like, so forget about that. We'll talk about the top 4. But
Mikel Arteta, without a shadow of a
wow.
doubt. Mikel Arteta is on the hot seat.
Isn't it crazy that we're talking about the Smolanyana teams and your first thing to say was Arsenal? You know what? I'm not being funny. I haven't thought about Arsenal in 2 years.
Imagine.
That is so... Honestly, I don't want to be that guy. As you said, Arsenal, I thought, oh my God, they're in the Premier League. As I was putting this content together last night, Arsenal didn't come to my mind.
They've fallen off like in a bad way.
It's embarrassing.
It's bad.
You know what Arsenal fans don't realize? You've been 8th for 2 years in a row. For 5 years in a row, you finished behind Spurs.
I don't know.
8th, dude.
I don't know, but...
So you reckon Arteta?
Absolutely.
What's the steez there?
I don't know.
Because what's the plan at Arsenal?
That's what everybody wants to know.
Because what they're doing now, Ben White, 50 mil, eh?
And we got it's more than Varane.
50 million for Ben White.
Hilarious. More than Varane.
You know what their biggest problem is? They've got a guy called Hector Bellerin at right back. You're a swag guy, so maybe you'll understand his mindset a little bit better. What's happening with that guy? Because
lifestyle.
He's about that lifestyle.
He's on runways now and all that, and yeah.
But so you reckon Arteta? Because I just, there's nothing I like about Bellerin, by the way. Footballer, swag.
Okay.
He just doesn't care about football anymore. I think that ACL thing ended him. But talk to me about Arsenal. So you reckon Arteta? But why? Why is he under pressure? Because he spent 2 seasons now at number 8.
There's no improvement. Just feels like, yeah.
Who signed Willian? Do you think Edu? Him?
I think it must have been Edu.
Yeah.
With a little bit of influence from David Luiz.
Yeah, that's hilarious. David Luiz, you forget he was a thing.
If I was Willian must regret leaving Chelsea so much because, like, now look.
Take the pay cut, pal.
Could have had a Champions League, could have...
That's what happens, though. But now, Arteta, so now you've spent 50 on Ben White.
Mm-hmm.
Lokonga was 18, eh?
Mm-hmm. How much was Thomas Partey?
Partey was 50. And, by the way, it feels bad as an African to say. That was an awful first season. Like, people keep thinking Thomas Partey is like the savior. He had a terrible first season.
You think so?
He did. And I don't want to hear about injuries. Like, Arsenal, that's your fault to do that research.
But do you know what's good for Arsenal? Dennis Ceballos.
No, he won't come back.
You think so?
No. Danny Ceballos. There's no way. You're at Real Madrid and you can see the mess. You've been there now. Odegaard, no way. You're way too good for Arsenal. Way too good. I don't care how much money they offer you. So 50-50 Thomas Partey. What are we doing at right back? Is Cedric the plan?
Well,
dude, I can't believe you brought Arsenal up. I hadn't even thought of them.
You see now, because guys, it's terrible what's happening at Arsenal actually.
Can we just finish off on this? They're telling me about Tierney, right?
Yeah.
Kieran Tierney has been injured. He's had 2 major injuries now in his career. What's he, 25?
Yeah.
They've just given him a new deal. Why?
But you know how Arsenal is, like, I don't know what happens, like, to players at Arsenal. They get to Arsenal and they just become very fragile. Jack Wilshere. You remember Van Persie was always injured and on the operating. Like, I really don't know what's going on.
DRB. But having said that, it's like Tierney had the injury thing at Celtic. That's not new. He had that major injury as a really young guy.
I don't know, man.
And the rule with football, we all know it. Injured young is injured old.
Yeah.
Why are you giving Tierney a new deal? Like, just because he's got a bit of leadership? So Mikel Arteta, you reckon, what's the pressure like on Rafa? Do you think there's any pressure at Everton there?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you reckon? That he could get fired? Is he on the hot seat?
Well, he is on the hot seat. I mean, you know what I mean? They bought, like, it's a statement of intent, like, you know.
But they've got it horribly wrong. I mean, after Marco Silva, it was clear, like, what's the plan as well?
Yeah.
Because why are you bringing in James Rodriguez? See, this thing of building on
But that's
Frey,
Ancelotti's child, though.
it is, because he's taking him everywhere. Huh?
Yeah.
Bayern Munich, Real Madrid.
He's just waiting for the phone to ring. Hey, come back to Madrid.
Would he do it?
Of course he'd do it.
Do you think he's going to do it?
Of course he'd do it.
That is hilarious.
Of course he'd do it.
He's going to do it, eh?
Of course he'd do it. You know it.
James Rodriguez. Yeah, so Rafa, some pressure. Who else is like knocking on the door? Nuno Espirito Santos at Spurs, eh?
But he's working with Daniel Levy. Daniel Levy is nightmare.
He is a nightmare for a manager.
Nightmare.
He's the owner you want, but a nightmare for the football side of things.
Nightmare.
Because Nuno also, sideways move.
You reckon?
How much better are Spurs than Wolves? Is it the profile?
We'll just have to wait and see. What do you think of Southampton?
No pressure. No, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah, Ralph Hasenhüttl.
West Ham?
No pressure because you've never been this. 5th Europa, you give him the season, plus he has the excuse of our players aren't used to midweek stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so no pressure for Moisey, I think, unless you're getting near relegation zone.
Yeah.
But I think give him a new deal, stabilise things and just keep adding.
And the Magpies?
For Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
They're a shambles anyway. I mean, no pressure.
Is that down to the ownership, Mike Ashley?
To an extent, but I think now you've made your grave as Steve Bruce. You know, you've got the dream job, and I think Mike Ashley just wants to get rid of Newcastle. He doesn't need the fans on his back anymore. Imagine firing Steve Bruce. He is, I mean, outside of Shearer, you know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Here's how much they love him. There is one move you don't make in England, and I've been to both derbies or to the derby at both stadiums. You don't do Sunderland.
To Newcastle.
You don't do Sunderland. Harry did Portsmouth, remember?
Yes.
He did Portsmouth, Southampton, but that's Harry.
Yeah.
He's Londoner anyway.
Yeah.
Steve Bruce is one of them. You don't do the move to Sunderland.
Yeah, bro.
And he did, and they still forgave him.
Yeah.
You know, listen, Liverpool fans still haven't forgiven Michael Owen.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know how it gets up there.
Yeah, it's
He made that move. Here's how much he's loved. He made the Sunderland move. Look how they welcomed him.
open arms there.
So I think Mike Ashley doesn't need that headache as he's trying to sell the club. There's no way. Steve Bruce is untouchable
He's
right
staying.
now. Otherwise, you know what they're going to do. And you know what the European Super League thing did? The fans have now got license to go and riot.
Absolutely.
So if Mike Ashley
Absolutely,
dares to fire,
Oh,
now
it's-
we're like, oh, we did it for these Americans. Mike Ashley, chief.
yeah, they're gonna burn everything down.
Yeah, so it's an interesting one, dude. It's an interesting one. All right, let me talk about the clubs who actually matter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not the smaller nyana.
Nah, the boutique clubs.
Arsenal swag. All swag or nothing, eh?
That's a boutique club.
The boutique club. Because Daniel Ek is an Arsenal fan. He, for those who don't know. Hey, someone said Daniel Ek must shut Arsenal down and just turn them into a podcast. So if you don't know, Daniel Ek owns Spotify. So they said, no, close that whole thing down. Turn them into a podcast, which I absolutely...
That's
Because they're not about football.
That's
So
unbelievable.
you close it all down, turn them
That's
into a podcast.
ridiculous.
People have no respect.
That's
Respect
ridiculous.
is like airtime. Yeah, pay like.
Hey, but man. But speaking of which, Arsenal, Patrick Vieira, Crystal Palace. So if they can, Arteta, do you think they're going to bring back Vieira? I don't know, man.
But Vieira now, you've just brought up a good point. Vieira was part of the team that went and tried to be with Daniel Ek. Remember, Henri Bergkamp.
Camp, yeah.
Now he's the enemy, because now what do you have to do with the ownership? There's no way the Kroenkes could ever trust Patrick Vieira again, right?
Gee whiz,
He was trying to literally
yeah,
force them out.
it's your coup d'etat, eh?
It's a mess.
It's shambolic.
Arsenal is, you know, some people say a whole baby.
Yeah.
They are a whole mess. Arsenal's a whole mess. Every type of mess you can think of in life.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, I say now. Okay, let's talk about clubs who matter and where there's actually pressure, because winning is about pressure, right? Let's get to it. Let's start off in West London because there's a Russian man there who, even when you win, he's not interested. He will fire you. And if you don't believe me, you know what people never talk about? Roberto Di Matteo has actually gone and won the double. Just so we're clear, he's gone and won the double at Chelsea, by the way, because he's won the FA Cup and he's won the league. Oh, the Champions League, excuse me. 6 months later, get the hell out of here. Big Phil Scolari arrived, right? He's Big Phil Scolari. 6 months later into the season, get the hell out of here. Roman Abramovich has no friends. His only friend is success and money. He's an orphan. That's all he knows. So he will survive by himself, and he's done it by himself up until now. So Thomas Tuchel mustn't think the Champions League is enough. I don't care what your reputation is. I don't care how much feel-good factor there is. The pressure out of 10 at Chelsea is sky high. It's 9.5 out of 10. If he doesn't finish in the top 2 and with a trophy this season, do you know what he's doing? He's applying for new work in the summer. It is title or bust with Roman Abramovich. It's not me as a Chelsea fan saying this. I've just seen what this guy's about. And as the young kids say, he about that life. Because he will fire you. Roman Abramovich is not a romantic. He does not believe in any of that.
Doesn't care.
He doesn't. The pressure is sky high at Chelsea. It is title or bust. Let's move to a team which can't stop telling us about history, and they won one league title, and all of a Sunday, they basically now Bayern Munich. Listen, Liverpool, I just want to say to their fans, just relax. You've got the same amount of Premier League titles as Leicester. I'm not impressed. You and Blackburn, same WhatsApp group. Well, I'm just looking at numbers. Don't get emotional. In terms of the Premier League, you've got the same amount of titles as Blackburn. In terms of the Premier League, when things started mattering. So can we just, in South Africa we say rest, chief, because except Sug. You're a library and all you talk about is history. But Liverpool, the pressure for that reason is a 3.5 out of 10. Because I think John W. Henry doesn't strike me as the fire you guy. Jurgen Klopp is now seen as the second coming of Jesus Christ, because here's what happened, is we haven't won in so long. You did the Champions League thing, and he's got that energy, and the fans love him. And by the way, you did Europa Super League, and now the fans hate you, and you can't fire the savior. So there's no pressure on Klopp. All he has to do in order to keep a job, come forth. You come forth, you're going to keep your job, and there's going to be no noise about it, because the owners right now, by the way, worst apology video in history perhaps. John W. Henry, if you haven't seen it, go and Google his apology for European Super League.
Looks like his wife forced him to do it.
It does look like that, eh?
He didn't want to do it, and he was just like, listen, forget about these guys. I've got the money.
Yeah.
And his wife was like, no, you can't roll like that.
Yeah, that's, like his wife is his PR person as well.
Man.
How bad was that, dude? Like, with billionaires, it's like, I would imagine they have a PR team, because in order to be a billionaire, you would have had to do some things which are on the edge, right?
Yeah.
Like, why didn't he just order a camera, have a Liverpool flag behind him, maybe even have his daughter on his lap with a Liverpool shirt, and say, I've let you down. Sorry, Liverpool. You know what I mean? You do that rubbish thing that rich people do to appease us all the time. Just like, I've let myself down. I've let the people do that thing. God. But what did he do? On a 33-10, it looked like...
It's like, he'll hold this,
yeah.
He just did it just to get his wife off his back, it looks like.
It was just like he had his cousin around. Like, hey, chief, why are you at that? Just grab this thing, man. Hey, these poor people are talking to me again. I might as well address it. It was shocking, eh?
Oh, dude, it's... Yeah.
It was what we call diabolical.
But it's Liverpool. What do you expect, dude?
Okay, now, that sounds a little personal, because you're a United fan. You've kind of turned it from professional to personal there.
Liverpool.
So your thoughts on Liverpool? You just bored. Are they dead, eh?
To me, yeah.
They are dead, eh?
To me.
How loud did they get, though, when they won the league?
Really? Let the kids have the fun.
But it's over now. Like, you're not winning another title.
And they're getting Mbappe. Okay, cool. We'll see.
Who said they're getting Mbappe?
Well,
is that on the street?
Well, that's what they're saying. Maybe they know something we don't.
Liverpool fans and... See, it's tough for me because it's United fans and Liverpool fans and
God,
Kaizer Chiefs fans.
Don't ever put us with Liverpool.
You guys are unbearable, all of you. I'm just giving you my thoughts. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear.
Stop that right now.
All right, let's talk about the Liverpool pressure. Like I said, he has come top 4, right? Next up, Man United. Folks, in the corporate world, you know what there is? There's a language called money. And when you give Ollie the contract, you know what you're saying is, Chief, it's been rocky for a while. And really, we've all been in these relationships, and I know it sounds harsh, but some people are just a girlfriend or a partner. They're not the person you're going to marry. And you ever met somebody who's practicing for their wife? We know these people. I don't want to get into too much. Like, people are getting triggered. There are those people who date you to practice for their husband. That's kind of what Ollie is. Let's be honest. He's not the solution. But you know what? Man United have just come out of 3 traumatic relationships. They just want to stabilize. Like, for now, it's just like, Ollie's nice to have around. Not, if somebody's too good looking, they make too much noise. So you don't get the best looking girlfriend or boyfriend when you're stabilizing. Ollie's that person, right? Steady ship. They're nice people. They'll pick up the kids. They're not gonna, you leave your socks on the floor. They're not gonna cry too much. Like, that's what Ollie is. It's just a matter of stabilizing. He's not getting fired. Forget it. The pressure is low. For me, it's a 4 out of 10. I think even if he doesn't win anything and come 6th, you've trapped yourself now, because you've also invested heavily in him. Like, Jadon Sancho is not a joke of a signing. Varane is not a joke of a signing. Fred, you've put 50 million. That's down to Ollie. You've spent a lot. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, that's Ollie. So you've really spent 500 million now inside the Ollie's at the wheel. There's no pressure. Yeah, I'd say he's a 4 out of 10 in terms of pressure. It's still Man United. You can't be doing Arsenal things and coming 8th and surviving at United. That ain't going to work. No way. So low pressure, not non-existent, just low pressure for Ollie at a 4. For Man City, I believe, we think dynasties last forever. The thing about Pep Guardiola is he's like petrol in an engine. He's quite corrosive if left standing still, and he doesn't like to be still. So it's Pep's last year. This is the year. If he'd won the Champions League, I think he would have left. It's the last year for Pep, so there's no pressure. Regardless what happens, he's out anyway. What I think he's going to do this year, and they will get Grealish and they will get Kane, he's going all in. What he's doing is all in. There's zero pressure at Manchester City. What they will do is everybody, I think a guy like Pep is really organized. What he'll do is tell everybody before the season, we are going pedal to the metal from the beginning of the season. You remember Fergie's last season, because Fergie should have retired the year before according to his own book and his own words. And he said, I'm not going out a loser. What did he do? Arsenal, you're a mess.
Fetch the dog.
Give me that left foot. Give me that left foot. Yeah. RVP. And he said, I'm not going out a loser. Pep's not going out a loser because he's going to turn the screw from the very beginning of the season. Anybody whose levels aren't at an 8 out of 10, you're going to be dropped at Man City this year. So there's pressure on the squad and the club, but no pressure on Pep. He has nothing left to prove. He's changed English football, right? We've seen that money is not enough because Man United have tried to throw money at the problem. Where they? Nowhere. It's not just about money. You need, every successful empire has this thing, a dictator. People don't like that word, but Pep Guardiola is just that. You don't believe me? Zlatan said it in his book. They fell out once. Zlatan at his apex, who, by the way, Pep Guardiola commissioned himself, swapped him for a little guy called, you ever heard of Samuel Eto'o? He said, nah, Eto'o, get the hell out of here, pal. I got this tall Swedish Bosnian guy. I want to see what he's up to. After one season, Zlatan refused to drive the team car. He wanted to drive his Ferrari to practice. Pep apparently spoke once and said, here at Barcelona we drive the Audi. Zlatan pitched up again in the red car. Zlatan says he never spoke to him again. And that was the end of the one season of the great Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So he's a dictator. Don't let the nice guy, I'm confused. He is real about it. And what you need is that dictator. It'll be one more year. And it's corrosive in this sense. Demanding people will wear on you. We all have family that's demanding emotionally. They need attention. We've had a girlfriend, boyfriend, people who need attention who are constantly demanding. Or strong characters. Is that it's tough to stay with them because they grind, right? What do tough people do? I want to win. And not some of the time. All of the time. That's corrosive. So all of the pressure is on the players. It's on Man City. The pressure on Man City, on Pep Guardiola is goose egg. There is no pressure there. So high pressure at Chelsea, no pressure at Liverpool, no pressure at Man United, zero pressure at Man City. So the man on the hot seat is Thomas Tuchel. Just because Roman Abramovich, he's never heard the word lose. And even when he did win Champions League and FA Cup double, Roberto Di Matteo was back in Italy drinking fine coffees and eating the best linguine you can imagine 6 months later. Doesn't that sound like a comic book? But that's our life. You come to the West End of London, Roman Abramovich, we're not about that.
Ah, man, Roman doesn't do excuses, man.
He doesn't play, eh?
But do you know? But he fired Roberto Di Matteo at 4 a.m.
Dude, he fired Carlo Ancelotti the season after he won. I think there's only been 4 teams that have won a league and FA Cup double.
Yeah.
He fired Carlo Ancelotti at Wigan's boardroom.
That's insane.
So there's no let's go home.
Nah.
Step
into my office. Step into my office right there, right now.
No, I'm at Wigan.
Let's
here.
have a word.
We might as well. You know what I'm saying, my man? So that's Roman. It's cutthroat. It's a different
Hey, Frank Lampard, club legend. Pack your bags. You're out, boy.
You're gone.
You're out, boy.
Aggressive always wins. Roman, but that's what happens. I think as you grow up like that, he grew up rough, dude.
Yeah.
And you become a billionaire and arguably the most powerful man in the world's best friend. That takes a different type of character.
Exactly. So,
as you always say, that man a dog.
he's a dog.
Roman's a dog.
No, he's a real dog.
He ain't playing. And if Tuchel thinks that ain't going to work, it's going to work just to be slightly successful in Yana.
He's a what have you done for me lately guy.
I'm in that business too, dude. I'm in the business of, I don't care what people did for me 5 years ago.
What have you done for me lately?
That's how you win.
Yeah.
What have you done for me lately? Speaking of lately, that means we got to go to the shops. What that means is I've got to pay some bills, folks. We're coming back because Senzo he's young, he's moving and grooving. We call it social media. That'll be with Senzo. This is the MKT Show. See you in a bit. So why should I believe Man United will have a plan for the next decade? You are the things you do, not the things we say. You can tell me all the nice things Ollie comes out and says on Sky Sport. But the reality is, I'm afraid people don't change. The Glazers don't really have a plan. It's just we'll throw money at it, we'll throw a Paul Pogba at it every now and then. Because really, Bruno Fernandes and Pogba are so far apart if you've got a plan. It almost makes no sense because they really both want to dominate the ball. They really, like if we're being honest, that was haphazard. That wasn't a plan. You fell into Bruno Fernandes. You gamble 5-6 more times, I'll tell you what happens. Di Maria happens. Schweinsteiger happens. Like those, what's the plan? And at Liverpool, again, is Jurgen Klopp the plan? There's only one Jurgen Klopp. There is only one Jurgen Klopp. What happens when he leaves? And you speak to Liverpool fans, they don't even want to think about it. As a Chelsea fan, honestly, if Chelsea win the FA Cup and Champions League, I don't care if Tuchel gets fired at the end of the season. Is Marina going to be there? And is Abramovich going to be there? Oh, okay, great. Whoever comes in, it's well known that you got to win. At Liverpool, we don't know. We don't know what happens when Klopp leaves. You got to have some self-worth and don't be needy. And Manchester City and Chelsea are the only clubs in England right now who want to win and are not needy. Welcome back to that show. I'm that person. I mean, I don't need to go over it. If you're watching this, you know what you're watching. Like, I never understand in TV when they say, welcome back to this or whatever. You're watching this show. Yeah, you know who I am. Maybe you don't. I'm MKT. This is the MKT Show. And we are home, dude. Dude, this is where I want to live. This is the new set. And it's only possible because of people out there and the hard work of my fellow brethren.
Yes, sir.
So, Senzo, you're young and cool.
Right, sure.
And you're hip. Hey?
It's a matter of opinion, but
yeah, you
if the shoe fits, wear it.
But are you about that life, eh? Because you've always got like cool jackets on. You're wearing a poor boy cap. I see you wearing that. You know what you look like? You look like Matt Damon, the beanie in Born Identity.
Oh well, he's badass.
Yeah, this is like that cool guy,
badass.
like Colin Farrell beanie.
Well, trying, but you know.
You know what I mean? So is that like a thing for you, the swag vibe?
Well, yeah, man.
Yeah.
You know, stuff I care about, but yeah.
Because people are saying you're quite handsome. What are your thoughts on that?
Hey, man. Well, thank you.
Has that been your whole life?
No.
Would you say you're getting more handsome or less handsome as time goes?
I don't know. I've had the same face for 31 years, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. So what are you, humble now?
No, I didn't say I was humble, but like...
So you reckon you're getting more handsome, would you say?
I don't know.
With time?
I don't know. Do you saying I'm a fine wine?
No, you're saying that.
I didn't say that at all.
I'm a journalist. I'm asking big questions here that have to be asked.
And I'm saying I don't know. It's a matter of perspective.
So you don't know if you're handsome or not, is what you're saying?
Hey, man, I'm me, man.
So now, I got more questions. You thought I was going to back off there. Now, what about your lady? Surely she obviously is with you. because of your looks?
Yeah, well,
Or
I don't
would you-
know.
Would you say it's a personality thing?
don't
I'm
know.
saying she's with you because of your looks.
You'd have to ask her.
No, I don't want to put her in that position. I
Oh, wow.
I kind of think. So I'm just giving you feedback. I think
Okay.
it's because of your looks. I
Oh,
don't think
thanks.
it's because of your personality. Your
Well-
thoughts on that?
Hey,
Yeah, that's. Oh wow, this is the first time I've ever heard you quiet. So
oh, imagine.
a little bit
Imagine. All right.
Gagagile there, but that's
Okay.
fine. That's fine, mate. I mean, maybe I'll put you on the spot here. It's some
well.
big questions. Anyway, my point was with cool, hip young people, they don't even say social media. Like we're on the socials right now.
Yeah.
You about that socials life?
Oh, yeah,
Senzo's
now
going to
then.
tell us some social media stuff, some trending stuff, yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Now and then. Well, first I have to start with the Man United thing, guys.
Okay. What's going on there?
Well, we're sending shockwaves, man. You know that with Rafael Varane, that...
Shockwaves where? In Manchester?
Hey, bro. Well, the tweet says, breaking Manchester United sent shockwaves around the football world. And I don't know, are you shocked about it?
About Varane?
Yeah.
I am a little bit shocked about it. Who's his agent?
That's a good question, actually. Let me find that out for you right now.
Because after you've come from Real Madrid,
Let's see.
I would like to think that actually what you want to do is probably go to Man City because he's better than Diaz and he's better than Laporte. You go to Bayern Munich, although they just spent the GDP of South Africa on who's that other centre back? Upamecano. So
Yeah.
maybe there's no room there. You'd want to stay at Real Madrid, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, I'm not worried about Man United because of Varane. I think also he was with Sergio Ramos. Stop giving
El Rambo. He was with El Rambo.
But I hear you, Man United fans, now. It's like you signed Franco Baresi or
gosh.
Paolo Maldini now. You spent 80 million on Harry Maguire. You still have been in the Europa League, basically.
Bro, you know what? I forget you, actually.
Well, what's the story?
Forget you.
Do you think you're winning the league because of Varane?
My boy, listen, just watch this place.
Okay, so I heard this about Di Maria. I heard this about Falcao. I heard this with Fred. Do you know what I mean?
My boy, just watch this space.
Watch the space to do what? To win the
Just
league
watch
because of
the
Varane.
space.
All right,
Just
so
watch the space.
listen, as a United fan, be honest, excited about it?
Oh, I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon about it.
Really?
Yeah.
So what, do you think this helps with Maguire? Justifies
Yeah.
spending a world record fee on Maguire?
My man, trust me. We're shoring up there at the back. It
So
was
you-
needed. It was needed. I mean, also we needed somebody like proper world class who's been there and done that.
Yeah. But you know why I don't think he's going to be as big a force as people think? Is he
Because
doesn't
you're
add
a
that-
hater, that's why.
Why am I a hater? I support Chelsea, who won the Champions League.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
have
go
no
ahead.
time to be hating Europa League. You lost a
Okay,
holiday
ahead.
resort in
Go
the
ahead,
final.
go ahead, yeah.
For me, he's not Sergio Ramos. What is he bringing with him besides his ability? Because he's not that guy.
Title winning experience, my man.
But that's what I'm saying is, do you think he's like that force of nature? Like Thiago Silva, what he brought to Chelsea was evident because he's that guy. He's
And
the
he's
Brazil
old.
captain. No, but you saw what happened. You saw what
Okay.
happened. The tightest league in the defense in the Champions League since he came.
Okay.
And he's that guy. Do you think he's got the personality? So I don't
Yeah.
doubt Varane's ability. You think he's going to be there and sort people out?
Yes.
You think so? Eh?
Yes. Until he proves me wrong. But yes.
He's not the France captain, huh?
No, that's Hugo Lloris.
Yeah,
but he's
so-
vice captain though.
Is he the vice? Okay, so he's that guy.
Yeah,
Because
he's vice
Deschamps
captain.
wouldn't play around. He's
Of
not
course.
just going to kind of dish it out.
Of course.
Okay, so Stote, what are your Man United friends saying? Because I know you guys probably have your own devil groups that you
My
go
man.
into and you talk about
We're
nonsense
excited.
about 99.
I had a guy know on my WhatsApp said,
Yeah.
yeah, Hugh Manx are happy, but he supports Liverpool, so.
Yeah, but what are the United mates saying? Oh, we're going to win the title, bro.
No. We're saying, watch the space.
You see, that's hilarious because 15 years ago there was no watch the space,
Oh my
and now
God.
you've been reduced to basically Arsenal with a
Watch
budget.
this space.
You're basically Arsenal with a budget.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what you are.
Okay.
Rafael Varane. So you want my opinion? I think he's made a huge mistake. He's been assigned to fix problems that are beyond his means. He has to rebuild the culture, and I'm not sure one man can do it because how many have come and tried? And he's here to stabilize. United, for me, aren't in a winning phase. It's like
Okay.
Ollie's not a winning manager, dude. Like how much more do we need to see of semi-final losses, final losses to know that he, like I said earlier, he stabilizes Ollie. Have you ever come out of a horrible relationship and the next one you just want somebody who, you know what, she doesn't want to go out Sundays. You know, you had that item, but now that was too much craziness. You just want somebody on Sundays who's going to make the roast. Let's watch Carte Blanche. After that, let's watch the Sunday movie. You know what I mean? I feel like Ollie's that person. It's not the person you really want to be with.
Yeah.
But it's just better than being lonely.
Well.
Hey, your thoughts?
It is what it is. Well, speaking of, this is just breaking news. Came in about an hour ago.
Okay.
Tatiana Schoenmaker broke another Olympic record.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and she was, so she swam 2 minutes 19:16 in the 200-meter breaststroke for women.
So she's Penny Haynes light now.
Yeah, she's doing it, and she was only 5 split seconds off the world record.
Wait, is that in the final?
No, it's a heat.
So she's in the final now.
Oh, well, in the
Semis. Oh my gosh, she's going to win a gold medal.
We hope so.
Because the 200 is different from the 100.
Yeah.
Like in the 100, if you have 10 bad meters, it should be.
Yeah.
In the 200, you actually need to be a different animal.
You can kind of pace yourself. So
yeah, and also like when you do it like that, there must be a massive gap to the next people.
Yeah,
she's going to win a gold medal.
I should hope so.
She's a gold medalist, so it's petit gold.
I should hope so, man. We need it. And also, yeah, one of her gold medals put us at number 36 on the Olympic table. So, 37 now.
What, her silver medal?
Yeah, well, her silver medal and Bianca Buitendag's.
A silver medal, we're now number 37, 2 silvers.
2 silvers.
So South Africa hasn't got anything else?
No.
Not yet. Okay, but listen, let's stay on the positive train.
Yeah.
I love that, dude. You know what I wish for her?
Mm-hmm.
I hope some American college sees her and she wants to do a master's and we just protect her there, because if she comes home to South Africa, she has to deal, like, I don't want to go down the whole Sascock thing, but she has to deal with that whole mess.
Yeah.
It's like, for me, we had Custer, we protected her. I thought, relatively speaking, as South Africa, we did a great job with Custer.
Absolutely.
Protecting her at all cost. But okay, her time's over. Like, Custer's done now. This is our new golden girl.
We have to, man. We have to protect her. You know,
she's our golden girl.
We have to.
Like, I don't want to, South Africans need a reset of mindset. It's stop being happy to participate.
Yeah.
I want her to be advertised like who we didn't do a good job with? Wade van Niekerk.
You think so?
Yeah, we let the world steal him, and we never sold him as our own. We never said,
we didn't. Hey, this is our guy. This is our guy.
You know how America sold Michael Johnson?
Yeah.
Like America.
Yeah.
Like, why would he? With Wade van Niekerk, we should have been taking him everywhere. South African.
Jamming him down.
Trevor Noah. Forcing Trevor Noah to have him on the show twice in a year.
Jamming him down people's throats. Yeah, you're right.
Bloom, by the way.
Yeah.
So
great college, yeah.
But we never did that. Like because as South Africans, we're very conservative people. It's like,
exactly.
We're almost just grateful to be there. No. Wade van Niekerk is the baddest man to ever go.
Absolutely.
A single lap around
that's
the
why
track.
That's why America. They don't care.
Yeah.
USA yes. all the time.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the police of the world.
Exactly.
And it's a great thing. America gets a lot of hate, but we have lots of lessons to learn from those people.
They got bravado.
You know what I mean? This is what we must do now with Schoenmaker.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Schoenmaker.
Schoenmaker. She turns now. What's the lady's name again? The commentator, the Australian
Livingston, yes.
She's just the best, dude. I keep watching the swimming events, and Schoenmaker will turn now and confirm the Olympic record. She touches and turns around to her swimming team. I love that Australian accent's lit for commentary, dude. Yeah.
Also, speaking of the Olympics, another thing that was trending yesterday is Simone Biles.
A bit of a situation. What's the story?
She pulled out of the event yesterday, and she pulled out of another event yesterday because due to mental health issues. But with me, I think, do you know what she's going through? You remember Michael Phelps, what he went through after Beijing?
Yeah.
And he won, and then the expectation to do it again now.
Yeah.
I think it's probably getting to her now because, like, now, she was the poster girl for
the Olympic team.
For the Olympic team. So now I think that's getting a bit too much for her, and,
So what did she say?
Well, I haven't really
So
gotten
it's like a mental health. So I heard her saying, she doesn't want to go out there, and mentally she can't go and deliver like she used to, and she's scared to get hurt and whatever. It's like, it's a really sensitive one now, especially in the time we're in. We've seen with Naomi Osaka, is that the problem is people conflate lots of conversations into one. It's like the mental health is important, right? If there's genuine mental health issues, let's put that aside. That's not a joke.
Yeah.
I always advocate for athletes, but I don't advocate for her pulling out because what I have to say is this, is athletes and actors and musicians love when things are going well, and they're getting $20 million a year.
Yeah, they love the adoration.
They love that. And then, but society and people and life is mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like when you fall, by the way, is you made your happiness and joy through the social media
Yeah.
and the advertisers, is that when you fall, expect feedback from people.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, is like Naomi Osaka. My problem with her was she's acting like a spoiled brat. It's like
Okay.
if the mental health thing was real, why were you at Wimbledon at all? Because it's not like they surprise you and say, "Hey, you got to go to the media." Because Naomi's thing was the media and everybody criticizing her. It's like, oh, was that a shock for you
Yeah.
before Wimbledon? Don't go.
Yeah,
Because
true.
you still get $20 million a year. And I'm sorry, like, I don't want to hear, let's say, because we have to compare them to our real world. I don't want to hear the CEO of Exxon come and tell me about his mental health issues, because you're getting $20 million a year to put up and
yeah, to manage the situation properly and stuff.
because everyone's going through mental health issues, and I don't get $20 million a year. So, and I'm not saying I deserve it because I'm not as talented as you. What I'm saying is, for the suffering, you're getting $20 million.
Yeah, but I kind of hear what you're saying, because you have to take the good with the bad, you know what I mean? So,
But again, it's tough to say that in today's world, because people immediately go, oh, it means you don't care about mental
yeah,
health.
people were very PC.
I do care about mental health, but
Yeah.
it's not the same conversation as you being the face of the Olympics. Like, if it was a thing, don't go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
But you took the sponsorship money and you...
Yeah.
So then I have to say, okay, Simone, I care about your mental health. Are you going through stuff? Let's not even go.
Yeah, let's not put you in a situation to even entertain that kind of thing. So, like, now it's, and also, like, now you look like a flake, eh?
For sure.
You look like a flake.
For sure. Because there's also, there's 4 other girls, 5 other
Yeah.
girls who've put in 4 years as well.
And you've taken the shine away from them, and
And you justified with I'm Simone Biles, and nobody can say anything because she is the great. This does not
Yeah.
reduce her
Yeah.
as being an all-time athlete of all time. She is in the 1% of the 1% of
Absolutely.
athletes ever for what she has done.
Absolutely.
But I'm sorry, in this circumstance, just like Naomi Osaka, I'm not moved. What are you doing? It's not about you. And the mental health thing, it does scare me a little bit,
Yeah.
because people start to make it about them. And the mental health thing is global.
It's global,
like,
yeah, exactly.
It's not about you. And like Simone talking about myself and me and my mental health. Yes, Simone, but we also made you the face of American Olympics.
I wonder what the conversation is like in America.
Oh, that must be
regarding
brutal.
that, eh?
That must be brutal, dude. But yeah, okay, shout out to her. I mean, she's still great, whatever. All time Hall of Fame athlete.
She is.
So-
Also, what else did I have lined up here? Because
Like,
there's just a lot
I
going
want
on.
to finish off on this. Like, I want her to go and deal with the mental health stuff, if that's real. And it's not just about falling and being embarrassed at the Olympics, right? I want her to go and deal with that. And I do like sports psychology. I understand there's a broken athlete as well. She may be broken.
And we don't want to see her go through what Michael Phelps went through, and yeah,
And by the way, it's lonely at the top. Like,
yeah,
also,
of course,
I'm not big into sob stories. Like, guys, I do like it, but sorry, I know it's lonely at the top. But that's why we pay you $20 million to be lonely.
dude, it's crazy, man.
So anyway, yeah. What else we got, Paul?
Michael Phelps was because he was out talking. Michael Phelps. He showed his support for Simone Biles, so he was on TV speaking about
Yeah.
he said the Olympics are overwhelming. I mean, coming from a guy, he says, we're human beings, nobody is perfect, so yes, it's okay to not be okay. So that's what Michael Phelps said on the whole thing.
Absolutely, and I'm with him.
That's what he said on the whole thing. And also there was a thing about he also touched on Caleb Dressel.
Yeah.
So they left Caleb Dressel out of the 200-meter relay team. And Michael Phelps couldn't understand why. So he's just been...
But what happened? What did he do? Dressel's a bad man. He must have done something.
I don't know.
So that hasn't come out yet. We
Yeah.
will definitely keep an eye on that, because Dressel's a bad man.
Yeah, so also Michael Phelps has just been training a lot today, because somebody broke his... Christoph Milayak broke his 200-meter butterfly record. So, he broke his Olympic record.
Oh, was that today?
Yeah, it was today,
Is that the Hungarian kid?
Yeah, Hungarian 21-year-old.
21-year-old. That guy's an absolute...
He's swimming next to Chad Leclerc.
that guy's a beast.
He's unbelievable. So, yeah.
That guy's an animal. Did he break the record just now?
Well, it was earlier this morning. It was an Olympic record. So,
That guy is phenomenal, bro.
So,
So
yeah.
he's the next guy.
hey, man.
Oh, that's tough. He's Hungarian. They're going to find an American. Hey, Dressel's actually the guy.
Yeah, Dressel is the guy.
You said he's the guy, eh?
Yeah, of course he's
Swag,
the guy.
tattoos.
Yeah, and he's a good swimmer as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. Tough one. Hey, Michael Phelps. Also, what's Michael Phelps going to say? Go against they fellow goats. They have to stick together.
Absolutely.
So, I don't know, man. For me, maybe I'm insensitive. I think if you get $20 million a year, it's to put up with the mental health stuff.
it's tough,
Put
man,
up
it's
with
tough.
it, And yes, I'm hearing a lot more athletes coming out and saying we're still human beings and whatever. No, we know that, but that's why you're special, is that you get the $20 million and shut the hell up. As far as I'm concerned, shut the hell up and play.
They're paying you the big bucks for that, so yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so yeah, it's crazy. There's just like, also I just saw a picture of Robin van Persie wearing a Barcelona t-shirt, and he tweeted Ricky Puig. So I don't know what's going on there with, if Koeman is trying to bring him into the phrase, but we'll just have to watch and see how that develops.
Okay, well, just make it an Oranje festival.
Hey, bro, if not, why not, man?
Robin van Persie's a handful, hey?
Why do you say that?
Yeah, you can just see like all the Dutch guys, Schneider, Robin, him. They're
very liberal.
It's well known that they are not short of confidence, Dutch people.
Yeah.
And all of them are just. I mean, has there been another country where the players fall out like that? Remember, Van Hooijdonk, Ruud van Nistelrooy, just one of the There was another one. Who was it? Schneider and someone had an issue.
Yeah, Schneider. I can't remember who Schneider had an issue with.
No, but in Dutch football, Kluivert and somebody who didn't talk either.
It's crazy.
Like those Dutch guys they're in your famous words, unhinged.
No, they're unhinged, but like, hey.
It's why the Davids had a problem with everyone. It's why that 2004 team, or was it the 98 team? That just
2014,
2002, 2004.
Yeah, the 2002 they didn't even make the World Cup.
No, but because it's the best talent. I mean, Seedorf, Kluivert, Davids, Reisiger, Van Bronckhorst, Van der Sar, Stam, all of those guys. But the lads just can't keep it together. It's me. You know, yeah, I'm saying, my man.
Bro, but hey, man,
it's a lunacy, yeah.
We'll just see how that unfolds, man.
Yeah, so listen, what is social media actually saying about the Olympics, dude? Are people watching it?
Yeah, people are watching it. People are just, so now there's gymnastics busy trending, and, they're making it about Simone Biles, and hold on just a second.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Olympics are a tough one, dude. It's like, it's never in the right place either anymore. You know, like Japan, for most of the world, we're in the middle of the world.
Yeah.
It's 6 hours either way. Like, people have kids and wives and jobs. Some people have to pay rent. You know what I'm saying, my man?
No, there are people talking about it and stuff like that. Oh, and Fiji winning the Sevens gold medal. They've done it back to back, and it was a new Fiji setup for them. So hey, man, shout out to Fiji.
So who did the Amaboki lose to?
We lost to Argentina yesterday in the quarterfinal. So yeah,
what is going on? It was a bit
heartbreaking, and I'd put them down as as a middle hope. But hey, man.
What is going on? Why did we lose to Argentina? I didn't see the game and I haven't seen the highlights.
Those are questions that need answering. Those are questions.
What is going on? Why? Weren't we the best on the circuit last season?
We were, but hey, man, expectation, man.
It's a killer. Eh?
Expectation breeds disappointment.
Dude,
so.
Although expectation's also a killer. Like that's what I admire about a lot of people who come from money.
Yeah.
And they actually go and take the company to the next level. I have one friend in particular. It's like, listen, obviously it's easier. Mm-hmm. But when you come from money and you take it to the next level, because please don't think billionaires and millionaires are just going to say, I earned this money for you to go and snort drugs in nightclubs.
Yeah,
no, most
bro.
Parents, I'm saying, success breeds success. Expectation, though, is a mother. What's happened to our 13-year-old, by the way, in Japan?
Oh, man, no, man. I think they're just giving her time to take it in.
To just rest. Oh, you know, but it's Japan, dude. I bet you it was straight off the podium.
Homework.
Is it the emperor in Japan? What do they call the president?
No, it's the emperor.
It's the emperor.
Emperor of Japan.
I bet you the emperor was waiting in the locker room. Young lady, give us that medal. We'll go and sanitize it and send it to your parents. I understand you have a maths test tomorrow. We'll see you later.
Yeah,
you're not an Olympic champion anymore. You're a Japanese citizen.
Exactly. Yeah. Go back to school.
I reckon,
yeah, man, it's wild.
They do it differently, dude. And everything they've done, how clean have these Olympics been produced again?
Yeah, so it's crazy, man.
Japan, a country to replicate, dude. Admire and replicate, eh?
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, they are crazy, dude. Listen, the Japanese are a bunch of people who I've always admired them. I've always admired Japan, how they do this thing. So shout out to Japan. And you know what? In a pandemic, to be able to do this thing like we've done it, like, let's learn from Japan, please, is that, because everybody's going, oh, shut it down. Shut it down. Like, just stay out of my way if you're these people. Shut it down. Close it all down. There is a pandemic. The great countries, the great people in life, there is always something going on, right? You don't complain, you don't whinge about it. You know what you do? You take control. Japan have shown us great things are still possible even in a pandemic. So shout out to Japan, shout out to everybody, shout out to the athletes, to the organizers, everybody who's been, as the young kids say, on deck. Because that's what they're on. They're keeping it real, and it's awesome. So shout out to the athletes and to everybody involved. And hey, big shout out to you waking up at like 2:45 in the morning, annoying your girlfriend as you wake up to go and watch I don't know, synchronized swimming or whatever, because you love. So shout out to you. Yes. You're also, as Sinza would say, a dog. You're a dog.
You're a dog.
All right, on the other side, we're going to wrap this thing up. We'll do a little more chitter-chatter, as they say. This is the MKT Show. See you in a bit.
In 1999, Stefan Schwartz had a clause placed into his contract at Sunderland Football Club. Can anyone guess what that clause is?
That he could ride a helicopter. It was involved in, it was either skiing. I don't know why I went from skiing to helicopter. It is something
Heliboarding or whatever.
Skiing, helicopter, jet skiing, something to do that with that. It's that ballpark that he's allowed to do something weird. Sweden, Benfica, Arsenal, Steven Schwartz.
And did that cancel one of the transfers or not? He still got the transfer. I remember the whole thing.
Could have been, but it was definitely some extreme thing that he would still luge or something.
I remember that. I think what actually happened, and James, I presume you're going to give us the answer. It was in the transfer, and then he wanted that in, and then it cancelled the transfer. But maybe it's a different thing that I'm
possible.
But yeah,
it was something like that.
James, what actually happened? That's an interesting one.
He had a space clause.
That's why I had the helicopter.
Ballpark.
So this was back in 2002. No, it wasn't. That's incorrect. It was back in 1999 when he signed for Sunderland for just under 4 million. And the idea of commercial space flights became a thing in 2002. And that's why they inserted it into his contract. His agent had a seat on the first commercial.
Richard Branson caught him hook, line,
Yeah.
and sinker. Still to be fulfilled. Those
There you
tickets.
go, huh?
Not enough to be great at football.
Welcome back. Welcome back to that show. What a show it's been as well. Our first day in a brand new home with all of my friends. Man, I just love it.
Feels like we've been here forever.
I'm telling you, bro.
Feels like we've been here forever.
This is the way to live, right?
Absolutely.
And things, do you know what's awesome in life? When you work really hard with people and things start to like
Materialize.
and it's like not perfect, but it's like a dream begins.
Yes.
I don't know if that's happened to you recently, but just for me, it's just like,
Oh, well, man, this is only the beginning, man.
Yeah.
It's only the beginning.
It-
So, yeah, man.
it's
Look,
the worst,
The whole
the show-
setup, like, it's beautiful.
there's a whole thing. By the way, a lot of people don't realize, I've got plenty of toys here. Let's grab this quickly so you can realize that, we also did this thing when we were younger. Sins,
Yes, my man.
dude, I'm really looking forward to kind of the Olympics. The football now is rolling back. It's so great to have sport back, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Track and field starts very soon.
Oh, let's
next
go.
month. So, yeah.
Now, that is something I'm going to wake up for.
Absolutely.
Am I going to, do you know what I like? People, like human beings that look like gorillas. They call them the hammer throw guys.
Yeah, those oaks are mean guys. Those
They
guys
are-
are bad men.
They are massive.
Those are bad men. Imagine what they have for breakfast and like their diets and stuff like that. It must be ridiculous.
So it's those guys. The hammer throw and the discus guys
Discus
are
guys.
always, they always look like, they eat probably a whole chicken a day.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? For breakfast.
For breakfast.
Yeah. Those guys are huge, like
They're-
150 kilograms.
They're humongous.
You know those
Oh, and the
buff
shot put guys.
shot put, that's what I was looking for as well. Like human tanks. Like I imagine if a tank could talk, that's what it would look
Those
like.
guys don't smile.
How do you smile when you're throwing basically the weight of my bed off your shoulder?
That's ridiculous. man.
Those are the men and women that do that, and they're always like those lats.
They're ridiculous. Like it's yeah. You don't want to get on the bad side of those people.
You don't like that's one slap in the face, and
You'll be dead.
Your facial structure has been
You'll
reorganized
be
for
dead.
life.
Your great grandchildren will feel that slap.
Hammer throw, discus, and shot put. Shot
Discus.
put's where it's at as well. Hey, don't you love it when they do
No,
that?
you need the sound effects. Otherwise, you're not doing it.
When is weightlifting? But I mean, I've seen the smolanyana guys. I'm talking about
the heavies.
the gorillas,
The heavyweights.
the boys, the boys and girls. Where
There
you
should
know,
be some weightlifting.
because that's what I'm here for, dude. I'm all for all of the testosterone in the world. Put it on my screen, and I'm going to scream at my screen.
bro.
When I watch weightlifting, I get into it, right?
I also get into it. And
Like,
you
you know
get-
when
you
they
get-
scream and they smack the guy on the back? I'm not sitting in my chair. I'm up.
Like, come on, let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
You're,
Let's go.
You're crazy.
Rah. I
You're
even do the
unhinged.
rah afterwards.
You're unhinged.
That's me, bro. I'm,
You are
I'm
unhinged.
in the Olympics.
You are unhinged.
Do you know what I think I'm going to do? I may buy some of the powder, the powder they use for
Oh,
lifting, just to really take it to the next
The
level.
chalk.
Have it in my house. Have some of the chalk at my house, and maybe just have it like near my bathroom. And every time I walk in there and out of there, just like.
Well, right now it's 73 kilograms for men, and this
Nah.
guy is he's going for it.
Nah, I don't want those guys. I want the gorillas.
Oh, you want like 94 kgs, those guys.
Yeah, you know who I want? I want the people where you're not actually sure if you're seeing a polar bear or a human being walk past you. That's what I'm here for.
But my man, this guy's lifting 190 kilograms.
And he's what? 73.
73 kilograms.
They're not human.
That's yeah.
This is madness, folks. That sends us a tear bit. By the way, he's going to be getting up, watching weightlifting like I'm going to do. Folks, this has been a show. This has been absolutely awesome to be a part of. Thank you for joining us. This is the beginning. It is not the end. We are just getting started. Remember, #NewSetWhoDis. Please help us make that go viral. You can go and be on the tweet. We are Cliff C Sport. I'm MKT Inspires on that platform. Ladies and gentlemen, for today, this has been the MKT Show. But for now, we are the hell out of here.